as they switch across and try and fill up that outside there. Nice run there from Jordan Sanderson. Now, Patrick Barley's got trapped on the inside there. Patrick Barley just got trapped up the inside there. Didn't really have anywhere to go. Couldn't feed at any angle whatsoever. He's now just got tucked into the pocket behind Jordan Sanderson, and he's just kind of trying to close up the proximity there, but I think he got trapped early on in that run, and that may very well hurt him. Now, something I am going to be really clear on, just because this is a very different type of feed than what we're normally doing. Jared and I will be calling to the live stream cameras.
Yeah, man.
We are going to... Hey, Jared, how are you, man?
Warren, thank you so much, man. Absolutely great. I mean, the team did such a good job earlier there in, you know, obviously we're talking about traditional racing, but now we are going drifting, baby, sliding sideways. We're ready to send it. A top 24 format, which I, in my 20 years of drift announcing, have never had a top 24. So, again, we are down under, so let's have some fun, man. Down under, going sideways, going slantways, sideways, whatever way you want to go. So, International Drifting Cup brought to you by Garrett. Thank you so much. Warren, you've done such a good job, man. Thank you so much. You've really, you know, elevated the sport here, both down under as well as in New Zealand. The Destinos, baby.
Moderately over Asian men can jump. Sort of, not very high.
I mean,
that was
you are wearing Jordans.
Yeah,
so
let's
be honest. Jump man, front man, whatever you want to call it.
I was wondering there just what was going on there. Just almost looked like there was something on Patrick Barley's windscreen, but I think it might just be the reflection on the Lexan window, because the Lexan, I think, is quite a common feature of a car of that type of level, because it is carbon Kevlar. It's probably one of the lightest cars in the field.
Hey, by the way, a little bit of wind tonight, so ideally the smoke does dissipate. I know you loved that word last night.
Yes, I learned that word last night.
Dissipate.
For the first time,
so we're looking forward to the smoke clearing out, make sure that both we, the fans, everybody, and ideally the drivers can see the outside zone. Yesterday qualifying a little fickle. I'm just gonna call it fickle.
Yeah,
is that a good word?
It's a great word. It starts with F. Yeah, let's go with that. We're not going there. We're not going there. As they accelerate off the line. See the tyre smoke coming off the rear there of the Sanderson. You've got to be really light in the butt, doesn't it?
Yeah, Barley leading here. Sanderson coming in, very shallow angle there. Patrick Barley, I know he had some issues with his clutch. He says the grip level is really high, but now the colder conditions, is it going to add more grip? There we go, Patrick Barley, good angle there, big, massive angle, and then there is the Ute just diving into the smoke. Again, I look at this track, correct me if I'm wrong, Warren, it's one big outside zone.
Yes, perfect description. Just lots of gas.
Yep.
There's one decel zone in the whole thing that you're allowed to use. They use a section of the track where the time attackers haven't been all day. What we have no idea of is what sort of rubber levels are on the track, right? There's been slick tyre rubber put down by the top time attack cars today. It's had a hot day of action right up until, what, 7:30.
I feel like it's a fly trap. You know, it's like sticky, right? So it's like sticking, and the flies are just going to stick right there. And but
look, we've got some of the best in the business out there. So there are a couple of different things. Yeah, there's a couple of different things going on here, because some of the drivers who have a bye in the 16 have actually elected to take a single run. And the reason for that, obviously, is if you were tuned in during the live stream today, Brendan O'Grady had that mechanical when he was out doing the demonstration. So he is entitled, I was explaining this earlier to the young fellas who were up here doing work experience, the Diglets. Yeah, for safety reasons. The
Diglets.
The Diglets.
Okay, those are the Diggy Juniors.
Yes.
The Diggy Juniors. The minor mullets.
Yes.
Yeah, not the major mullet, the minor mullet.
Yes. Actually, Brendan O'Grady's just turned back around there, and he's come back off the track. So, Jared, we have had a real good look at the tree. We're talking about some of the battles that are going to come up, and some of the ones that we've called out here. Certainly a lot of anticipation back in New Zealand about Gaz Whiter and Taylor James being in the same bracket.
Ooh, really? Oh, no, it's a shame.
So, yeah, one of those two is going to have the night ruined potentially by the other, assuming things sort of fall into place. But look, and I don't mean that in any way being disrespectful to the other drivers.
No, you are.
Form continues the way we expect it would, right? With a top 5 qualifier, you would expect them to progress beyond the 16 unless something outside the ordinary happens. So Taylor James, Gaz Whiter on the same side of the bracket, and then on the other side there, I saw Matty Harvey and Dale Campaign looking similar. But before that, you got Mad Mike and Rob White.
Oh,
so like probably
right out of the gate.
If you were thinking about the two probably most professionally run sponsorship-based programs in the respective countries, it is Rob White and it's Mad Mike.
Yeah.
Right? That would two biggest brand exposures, Red Bull, etc. Super cheap, big brands.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what, and that just contributes to the elevation. Everybody asks me, like, oh, what's going on?
We've got some breaking news, have we, from Tony Bishop. Tony B, come on down there in the pits.
Guys, I am all set up here in the drift pits with the team, Saxon Moyes' car. The whole team's tuned into live stream. All the cars are warmed up, ready to go. We are excited for this competition tonight. Let's go, boys.
Well, Tony's excited.
Tony's hyped.
Tony's hyped, man.
Woo!
It's been pumped up. This is
absolutely
Tony's first experience of the International Drift Cup. He was here last year as part of the nationally run comp that we had in place of the world being back.
Yeah.
And you are part of that, Jared.
Yeah, man.
Look, I'm stoked that
What do you call me, the world?
I'm called it. I'm going to do that. We
are the world. We are the children. Yeah.
I watched a great video the other day of Michael
Jamona.
Jackson. Now, speaking of the world,
Yeah.
Daigo Saito.
Daigo Saito, man. Ledge.
Yeah, he was the benchmark, wasn't he, for such a long time? I think
He was.
Yeah, and he was that guy.
He was
and then I
that
think
guy.
you could probably argue that more recently James Dean would be that guy.
There are so many
hard,
guys.
yeah.
So many guys out there. But yeah, James Dean, Frederick Osbo, I venture to say Chris Forsberg, Von Gittin Jr.
What's that other guy's name that was here? Ryan Turek. He's not bad either, is he, really?
Come on, man. Why are you throwing shade? He's up there. He's
up there
cracking some beers, man. Hey, how the Formula Super, how cool is that, man?
Was so cool. That was so cool. And you reckon he's up there in the celebration?
I know he
tomorrow
is.
up the hill?
I thought we were going to be up there. I didn't know we were going to be here in the box. I put on my, my thermals. I was layered up. It was cold last night.
You are nicely attired by Momo.
Yeah, thank you to Momo.
You've been busy this weekend.
I have. It's been fun.
Working with Ferris.
Ferris,
It's gonna be a big
congratulations.
party.
I guess the fastest American since Sierra, right? And just for him, I was over there at the podium. Congratulations to Ferris. Repping the Momo Corvette. Zestino. Put some Zestino on it, baby. Let's get spicy.
That is Warwick Hill behind the wheel of the 2JZ BMW, but he's got a lot of. Now he's clipped the cone there. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges view that. Daigo Saito,
go for it.
Yeah, flicked it straight on out there. Daigo Saito gave Warwick Hill a lot of room there. Gave him a very chaseable run here. Daigo Saito just laying on. Oh, now what happened there, Joe? Was there a little puff of some? Little dirt kick,
little pink eye for the stinky guy. Daigo Saito out front. You saw him filling all that out zone. You talked about Daigo given a window of opportunity, but Warwick did not take any sort of attack or approach here as we're taking our Olin's action replay.
It was almost like, I'd almost call it too nice. He almost took it, because there's so much room there for him to tuck into the pocket, right? Emulate the run, transition space there, but he's just sat a long way back, and then he's come right to the inside of the track to try, and that is the trap that the drivers always fall into, isn't it? They fall too far back. Now, what was that? Yeah, this one.
Daigo made a correction there. He went to that outside zone. The car got disrupted. He did have corrections and straighten the vehicle out. Warwick did not seize that opportunity. I think that was a big opportunity for him to catch up, get that proximity, but now Warwick will lead.
So this is Brendan O'Grady just doing a little sight run here. He is entitled to do that, as we talked about earlier. So it is just a by run where he's just testing the car out after some, look, it's 1,300 plus horsepower, right?
We caught fire earlier, so that's a good thing that the car is back up and running. Yeah. So the zoo caught on fire. We don't need no water. Yes, actually we do. We don't want to let that zoo burn.
Now, something I want to talk about too, just because, Jared, you brought it up, we are down in the commentary box.
Yes.
We are calling to the live stream camera feed. Our view of things will be slightly different to the judges.
Yep.
And you and I are not judges. They are not listening to us. They do not care what we think.
You know what? Whatever. You know
because,
what?
Look,
absolutely.
You've been the Formula Drift fourth judge for the last 20 years.
Call whatever you want, man.
You've decided you are the global puppet master of drift.
No, I am not. I do not have. I am not Jim Henson. There is no Kermit the Frog. It's not easy being green. Regardless, it is easy being me, because all I get to do is just have my opinion, and that's how it is.
And that is all we are.
That's the bottom line, brother.
I think somehow you just...
I just grew a mullet all of a sudden. I don't know what just happened.
I was impressed.
All right, here we go. Warwick Hill, Daigo Saito. Let's see what kind of angle and proximity we're going to see here. Daigo Saito. I'm looking for Daigo to really put on the pressure here on Warwick. Look at this. He's going to initiate here. Daigo Saito right there. Boom. Drops into the pocket. Good smoke coming out of Sestinos. And then there, watch this. Daigo. No, he does not. See, watch him lunge forward. Yeah. And there it is. Daigo does get that proximity, makes his presence being felt. Good angle from Warwick, but Daigo by comparison, lead versus lead, chase versus chase, taking a look at those comparisons, and I would say Daigo probably has his victory here.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at the replay here and we'll show you what Daigo Saito did here. He obviously played the game. He played a technical run here. Daigo Saito, he just sat back, gave Warwick Hill a little bit of room here. I think he wanted to gauge out the pace of the Warwick Hill machine. Daigo Saito knew that he always had the grip and the speed to close that proximity back up. I think he just sat back there, right? He just didn't want to get trapped. Let Warwick Hill move to his outside zone. Then he went out after him, whereas conversely, the first run we saw Warwick go straight to the inside, try and shortcut across the track effectively. And I've heard judges sort of describe it in the past as, well, you're doing sort of 10, 20 metres less around the drift circuit, and the judges do tend to penalise you relatively heavily for that.
You have to think that Daigo Saito's spotter was said, hey, there it is. Daigo Saito gets the win. Daigo is advancing on into, what are we at now, the 16th?
We are just filling out our top 16. So this is the 9 to 24 that really confused you.
I don't know where Chicago is. 35 to 54, yeah, whatever. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Here we go. All right, so who do we have here on the line? We got a couple S chassis, Dale Campaign, and who is that there in
that
the
is
entire
Anthony
pack?
Hector Billick, the man with the best haircut in World Time Attack. He has the WTAC letters
right,
shaved
I
into
saw
his head.
that is totes adorbs, as the kids say.
Yeah. Billick's been here every single year, and he's added roughly 50 horsepower each year he's been here. Now up over 600. It's taken
Where's he at now?
Yeah, he's about 600, so that gives you an idea of how long
He's like collecting Pokemon, but he's collecting horsepower. So got to collect them all. Here we go.
Dale Campaign, I thought it looked really fast last. Oh, sorry, it's actually Luke Viesma. My apologies, it is Luke Viesma, 541. They were put it up together today, and there are some similarities between the cars. Luke Viesma on a tear. Billick's got lost. Billick is well off the track. He is well wide. Jared, he's in the bunker. That drive was not on the fairway.
No, I mean, good. Oh, look at golf puns. Good haircut, but looks like he's haircutting the lawn there, so he's going to have a little bit of landscaping fee that he's going to be donating there. So one headlight, again, great song, but it looks like a very dominant approach there by our lead vehicle, the Cyclops S chassis. Good aggressive initiation, but watch him just fall off there. That AAA Tire Factory vehicle says peace, chucks a deuce, and goes off into
Lost in tyre smoke land. All four wheels. So if I recall correctly, I believe it is half a point for one wheel, it is 1.5 for two wheels, and 3 wheels off is 3.5 in battles. Is how
that
the
is
judges
way too much math.
have defined it.
I
There's
have
a
no
lot
idea
of
what you're
math.
talking about.
I am not going to do any of it. I'm just going to wait for it to pop up. I'm not going to. Man, I work in finance during the day. I've got a computer that does this for me. It's going to spit out an answer.
Do you remember when you were a kid?
Smart.
Do you remember when you were a kid?
Yes,
they're like, you got to do
movies.
math. You'll never have a calculator.
Yeah.
But guess what? We have a computer in our pocket at all times, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
I'm Jared Deenda. This is Warren.
Hi.
Thank you for
I'm
joining
Warren.
us out here. Time
Keep
Attack, again, World Time Attack Challenge. But it's all about the International Drifting Cup, brought to you by Garrett Turbo. So thank you for joining us here. We are live around the globe right now. Currently in my home, Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, it's
about 3 a.m.
Yeah, 3 a.m.
My wife is feverishly watching. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I miss you so much. I'm just gonna watch this live stream." No, she's not. She's dead asleep.
For me, we're 2 hours later. My wife's like, "Why are you talking to me? I'm asleep. Leave me alone."
But these are the ravenous fans, man. I had such a great time today. I mean, people had to come up to you and said, "Thank you so much, loving the drifting. What's going on?" I had great conversation with so many people. They said I have helped them through life and navigate things. I'm joking, I didn't get that, but I did have some great conversations.
I did get that. I got, "Can you hold my bag, please? I'd like to take a photo with
Shut
Jared."
Up. Oh.
Do you not recall that? In VIP, I'm standing in VIP, and this lady says, "Can you hold my bag?" I said, "Why?" "Because I'm going to make my boyfriend take a photo. You'll do it wrong."
I don't remember that, really.
Yeah, I'm going to take a photo with Jared, but I can hold him
my
responsible.
baby.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a baby. Nobody's going to trust me holding the baby. My wife really trusts me holding the baby.
We're just having some fun up
we
here.
are just having some fun, right?
And that's that. I will tell you, the spirit of World Time Attack Challenge, and congratulations to him and his team putting on an amazing event. There is just a tremendous fervor just about what's going on here this weekend.
Yeah, we talked about bringing back the world, and it's well and truly been done, hasn't it? This is a great celebration of
brought back the world?
Bringing back the world to Sydney, Australia, because last year, unfortunately...
I feel like you're an avatar or something.
Well, I'm not. I might be blue later on. It was pretty cold. I'm definitely not that skinny, though, and I'm definitely not that tall.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's obviously something going on here. Now, Billick's gone off the track. Now, he is entitled to one competition 5 potentially. Now, Luke Viesma has pulled up, I would believe, into what's called staging. Billick, there he is. Oh, the emergency race tape repairs.
Yeah.
Race tape is a wonderful thing. Holds on everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Race tape and duct tape. Race tape, duct tape, same thing. Cable ties.
Yep.
Basically
Zip ties.
responsible.
We call them zip ties. Yeah. All right, here we go. So Anthony, no, is that who we got?
It is Anthony Billick in the lead, and he has a lot of work to do to try and get himself back. Now, what's happened? I saw a waiver in the chase. Whoa!
Oh, and he is shimming his way out to the outside zone. Luke is he's got great proximity. Isn't really mimicking the angle. That is reminiscent of like Daigo Saito.
Yeah.
I call it the Daigo effect in Formula Drift. He had that proximity, didn't mimic the angle. He's got to get in that pocket, throw more angle at it, but it was not the prettiest out front. So gave an opportunity to get that proximity, but neither of the drivers really that dominant. But again, going off course, that's going to hurt him.
Yeah, really on the lead driver to deliver a chaseable run. This is something that the judges were very adamant. He's checked himself up there, right?
Yep.
And that's unsettled Luke. And from there, I think you're always fighting an uphill battle to try and convince the judges that you've done anything other than impact your opponent there. And I think with the earlier deduction for that off-track incident, I think you'll see Luke Wiersma going through to the next round.
And
Wait for it.
Sorry, real quick. And to that point, if you're the lead car and you disrupt the line and throw off that chase car, it's pretty much, that's going to be a wrap. So.
Yeah, call is official. Luke Wiersma through to the top 16, and he will battle Taylor James.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one.
All right, so Mitchell Jeffrey has been activated.
Gaz wider.
This is just a buy run. This is just Gaz out there cruising looking for snapper.
It's Gaz, not Byron.
Yes, yeah, sorry.
Are you fishing for a joke there?
Yes. Are we going to keep doing the puns? When are we going to talk scary movies?
No,
we're not doing that?
Oh, boy. Yeah,
Right.
Last night Warren said that his kids don't allow him to watch scary movies. Didn't know that was a thing, but your kids allow what you watch.
Yes.
So do you have like the adult YouTube, or are you on the kids
I'm going
one?
to say yes, because anything makes a good story, right? I'm happy to be I'll be the good guy, I'm whatever character.
Good cop, bad cop?
I am whatever character I need to play in this movie that is being produced.
That's a deep
by-
fantasy. I don't know what you got going cooking here, but yeah.
Amongst
the Ford Falcon. Let's just talk.
You love
shift
this
gears here.
Yeah, Danny
I love this car.
Probert from the Northern Territory, the only XD Falcon drift car in the world.
So sick.
Debuted itself here at World Time Attack, has been back every year since. Real fan favourite. And Danny's just a nice guy, right? He's the guy you kind of, I'd love to see him win, and I'd love to see him go and battle Gaz Wider. I'd love to see him just
that'd be cool.
Throw him into the mix and just see what happens. But it's a big old, as Aussie as you can get car.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what was the expression that was used to describe the Aussie build. Somebody was talking about a VY Ute drift, and
I have no idea.
Was it something as rough as she comes or something?
As rough as she
comes build.
Yep.
But
that was earlier.
Danny's car is as far from that as you can possibly get. That is a beautiful machine to go and have a look at. And indeed, any of these cars, top notch, Jared. We've talked about that all day.
Yep.
It used to be that Time Attack was its own little thing, and they were kind of the $250,000 pretty kids sitting over here.
Aww.
Then you'd have the show and shines, and they were pretty, but they weren't mechanically maybe where the Time Attacks were. And then the drifters were maybe the rough and ready cousins. But
not
that's
anymore.
definitely not the case anymore. As we see Danny Probert and Mitchell Jeffrey, local Sydney lad, accelerate away, and Mitchell Jeffrey will have the lead. Danny Probert, what is he going to do in the chase here? Now, this is going to be Mitchell.
Aggressive.
Now, that smoke is just so thick up there through that camera shot, and I just wonder if that's impacted both the drivers. Both of them are actually nice and wide there. There's just not a lot of proximity.
Yeah, definitely need to rail him in there. Danny Probert, you can see him just a couple car lengths.
Boots popped up on
But overall, they both did have angle. They got to an outside zone. Let's take a look here as we cut through the smoke like a knife. The Öhlins action replay. And just taking a look. Good angle. You can see Probert tapping the brakes.
Yeah, accelerated up to the inside there. I'd be really curious to see where the judges felt he sort of finished up outside there. We talked earlier about the window. Jared, you and I were focused on that last night because that was a big scoring area in qualifying, and how far you could extend out that outside zone. You kind of want to pop out around the end of that white box or within 1 metre of it, then 1 metre inside, 1 metre outside. That's kind of your benchmark to keep it nice and simple for everyone to work through. That smoke, as we described it as a Waikato morning, right? You've woken up to this before.
Yeah.
Mike Summer Bash.
Mad Mike Summer Bash right there near Hampton Downs, or at Hampton Downs, excuse me. And the cars, also that line getting to, as you described, the window, that outside zone. If you hit it the right spots, both on entry and exit, going what it is off course, the car doesn't get as disrupted if you hit the right points and also at angle. We're taking a look there just a moment ago. That's Kenshiro Gushi. Who are we looking at here right now? Burson S. Chassis. Oh, look at the judges still requesting that that replay to get the final verdict.
I reckon they're looking at the inside here of what Danny Probert did, because did he have to check up on the brakes? I'm not 100% sure. Now, I'm not sure who can hear up on the hill. I believe if you are sitting in certain areas, it will be the same situation as last night. There will be some speakers that are up on the hill that are not plugged in. That is because they feed back to the judges' microphones. So some of the speakers on the hill will be turned off. So if you're in a zone where the speakers are not working at all, you may need to move slightly sideways by 50 or so meters just to see if there is sound up there. If there is still no sound, please let one of the venue staff know. Don't let us know, because we are all the way down here in the commentary box.
This is a real personal,
Warren. It is. I'm calling it as I see it. The people in New Zealand are telling me. The people in New Zealand.
All right, got it. All right, here we go. Probert and Jeffrey. Here we go. Lead versus chase. Yeah. Now alternating the positions. We talk about that Falcon and how great that vehicle is. Again, one of the coolest hero cards are the posters signing there. Here we go. Probert and Jeffrey. It's not a drag race. It's drifting. Let's see how we do. Navigating that outside zone. Probert out front. Mitchell in the chase position. Probert initiates. Good wide swing. Yeah. Jeffrey drops in. Smoking and getting into it. Okay, Probert, massive angle there, really good. And, Jeffrey.
Yeah. He's got lost, he's corrected it. Saw the opposite lock there, he saw that front wheel go the other way, and that is a big deduction as soon as you see that happen. Just pick that up just as he came out of that smoke.
You called it, man. Are you the Oracle? You're Drift Oracle right now. You talked about Probert going against Gaz.
I did call that, but that was we had a great Oracle last night. The guy who predicted drift qualifying scores.
I don't know. This dude just showed up and just like started, I don't know, a little touch of God there, and was just telling everybody what he's like. It's gonna definitely be a 92. Boom, 92. I was like, who are you, man?
So just confirming what we've got so far locked in. Glenn Ormerod now against Jordan Sanderson in the 16. Brendan O'Grady, Daigo Saito. That's two. That's 2,500 horsepower of drift car in one battle. We've got Taylor James, Luke Viersma, and Gaz White, Danny Probert. As we switch to the the right-hand side of the draw, Brody Mayer. We were looking at him last night. He is definitely a guy who is on a tear, Jared. You were impressed with him. The motor sounds strong. And I don't think, did we see him lift at all last night? We saw a little bit of, maybe, was it a subtle left foot brake or something to slow him?
Yeah.
Just trying to find his right markings?
Yeah, absolutely. Seemed like he zip-tied his gas pedal down, just threw it out there and absolutely executed really, really well. But we talked about some of the drivers really kind of favoring the qualifying, but when it comes to head-to-head, navigating the vehicle, I think what's really going to be the dominant moment here is in the chase position, how good your proximity is, how well you chase down that vehicle. So this looks like a buy run here.
Yeah, just the drivers who qualified in the top 8 have elected to give themselves a sighting lap. It's been a bit of a benefit for them, a bonus lap, if you like.
I think that's a wise approach. That is a wise approach.
Really, really smart, considering they've only driven on a hot track today, not a cold track this evening, and most of them haven't actually driven a battle lap. We're going to go down to Tony B in the pits now. Tony, who have you got with you?
Yeah, guys, thanks so much. I'm here with Jordan Sanderson. A huge first scalp, mate. Patrick Barley got the win. Wow.
Mate, yeah, it was an exhilarating battle, but all I've got is flat out this thing at the moment. Anything under 4,000 RPM and it's no go. So I just hold it pinned. So from first, second, third, fourth, we're just frying tyres from start to finish. In my chase, I backed off into the first corner and the engine died. So then all I had to do is just back to plant and just let her eat.
Keep it pinned, brother. You've got Glenn Ormerod, top qualifier, up next. Good luck for your next battle, bro. Send it.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
I think Tony B is more hyped than anybody at this dang event, man. That guy is just, I don't know how many Red Bulls he's had, but he is hopped up like an Energizer bunny.
I think he's osmotized the Big Digs energy. He's been in the box with Diggle during the day.
Oh, got it.
He's slowly morphing into Diggles.
Right. He's manifesting the Diggies. Big Digs.
Big Digs energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to make that a T-shirt.
17.
Ben Barnes out of Rockhampton and Queenstown. He will have the lead, and Matty Hill, local man from Castle Hill here in Sydney.
Barnes and Hill sounds like a lawyer group.
Like an 80s.
Come on down to
man.
Barnes and Hill. Barnes and Hill,
this is cleaner than we've seen from anyone else so far. The two cars a little bit more evenly matched there as they come to the zone. And now then our commentators hexed that. That was my fault. That was a wheel off.
Hill. Running up the hill.
Now, Matty did follow him off there, didn't he? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then your understanding would be that that's led him off the track?
No, I don't think so. I think there was enough distance that it was kind of
Yep.
independent
there's
event.
there's a
little
wave
bobble there.
Then
Now
Matty
from
drops
the outside
back.
zone.
Yeah, there's a wheel off here, I think. Yep. Oh,
Wow.
cone bumper two. Now, but Matty's full 2 wheels off. That's 1 wheel off versus 2. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they judge maybe that Matty fell back and then accelerated hard to try and close up. So we've had 2 Hill brothers. They've both taken different approaches. Matty's jumped on the gas hard, gone to the outside and tried to close up that way, whereas Warwick dove to the inside and was penalised quite heavily. So 2 different aspects of drifting that the judges, again, the only 3 people whose opinions matter currently for the 24 drivers competing, as we take another look at the Olin's action replay here of the International Drifting Cup. Ben Barnes, now there was the waiver, then Matty Hill just gets out of here. You can see the sort of the popping flames just coming out the back of Matty Hill's car. Now he cranks the angle there. Is he dialing on the angle to try and slow himself down? Is that what's throwing maybe the back of the car out a little bit wider? It's hard. I mean, the camera angle may be quite deceiving from where we are. Again, we are calling to the camera angle up on the hill, and the judges will have a perfect view from where they are. They perhaps are. There they are, the wise men. Can you see us? Hello, Dan. You look very dapper this evening. Brendan, you've done your hair. Monkey, you just look like you usually do, mate. Hi. I hope you're smiling, buddy. How are you?
You look like you normally do.
Classic kiss.
I don't know what that means, but we'll just. It's up for interpretation.
Well, he's the happy judge, right? Because I always describe Dan Mackey as the Simon Cowell of drift judging.
That's fine.
He loves being called that. It means he's an influencer. Let's go to Tony in the pits for an update.
Yeah, guys, I'm down here in Michael Gin's pit, and there's no car here. He did have a mechanical drama with a throttle body, I think I saw earlier today. Obviously couldn't get that fixed. That means Jason Ferrin from Keep It Re is going through to the next round.
Here we go. So with that, unfortunately for him, but Keep It Re, he's keeping it re in the street, and he's moving on to... I don't know.
I think you had a little interview with him earlier, didn't you? This is Taylor James, Central Drift Team. He's just going for his buy run, so a chance to cook some. I believe he's on Zek Novas. We might be using the Tri-Aces for over here. There's a bit of a mix in the pits up there. So a lot of Zek Novas. Saw some Valinos. Saw some Tri-Aces. So it will actually be really interesting to see which tyre comes out on top. I heard someone say last night, Jared, people reckon they could tell the difference in drift tyres by the smell of them.
The fragrance.
Have you ever heard that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Obviously, in your series, you have the aligned brands that are approved. So you probably get quite used to their characteristics and what they're like. So you almost don't need someone to tell you who's going to be on what, even though they probably do.
Of course, from branding, but. Their partnerships. So Nitto Tires, taking a look at Nexen Tires. We have a variety of ones that have come and gone, and they do have their particular fragrance.
Is there a tire that's been sort of more successful than any others, or
Nitto Tire has been a dominant force as of recent. So Nitto was Frederick Osbo, and So
that name's come up a lot today, hasn't it? Just we should note that down somewhere. Frederick Aspo is quite high on the wish list of people who we'd love to see, because he can drive in a straight line as well as a.
Gosh damn it, he's handsome. He can't come here. I mean, I know he's married, but I mean, he might not come home. You know, these Aussie gals just might swoop him up. Matty Hill, Ben Barnes. Let's see what we got here. You talked about Matty Hill. Going off course here. Ben Barnes, aggressive initiation there by Matty out front. Good. You can see the fire coming out of the hood. Ben Barnes, good approach there, but gets lost in the smoke. Decent proximity. Now Matty Hill, big angle. Barnes just lunges forward, has to back off. But look at the posture. You can see some great angle there out front.
I like that. It was almost like Matty took a little bit of angle out of it and enabled them to both just have a smoother run. So hello to everyone up there on the hill. We hope you're enjoying your time up there, maybe in the celebrations area, or just taking the drifting action here at the International Drifting Cup, the Garrett Advancing Motion.
Look at that.
24
Great
angle. Underway as we see Matty Hill just doing a nice job out front. He delivers that lead run that allows Ben Barnes to chase him quite nicely. That's probably going to be that'll be the hardest one so far for the judges to call. It'll enable them to get the iron. We were talking about this earlier on today in terms of qualifying. It's quite hard to sometimes give a really high qualifying score for someone who runs early in an order, and likewise I think the judges, like everyone else, take that time to get the iron and work out what they're looking for in battles, and then sometimes they get in every telecast I've ever watched. Get questioned by people like us in terms of just tell us why that happened.
Yeah.
Because we just sometimes do not know.
It's just all about clarification, you know, line, angle, style. There's these elements, and the judges and the format, you know, yesterday's qualifying was 100 points. They had to break it down. All right, here we go with the Tora Sumi vehicle, and there is Kenshiro Gushi, Ken Gushi, that Maudis, that RC.
This is the first time I've had Ken here, so tell me in a quick snapshot, Ken Gushi's been OG 20 years, yeah?
Yeah, Ken Gushi's been around since 2004. He's 16 years old. He didn't have his license because he got it taken away because he was street drifting. And now here we are 20 years later, so do the math, about 36 years old. But definitely he's going to be sticking around here, going straight to Japan. A busy gentleman. He's, you know, Toyota supported. Look at this staggered start here. Jake Jones, Ken Gushi.
Is that the difference in horsepower? I think Ken Gushi's 1,200 on. That's a fresh build for Jake Jones. Now, Jake Jones, this is the first time he's driven the car in anger, let alone trying to battle, and he's sticking right to the rear. Jake Jones showing the caliber of driver that he is. Oh, Jake Jones! Jake Jones!
Jake overcooks it and just comes in hot on Ken Gushi. And again, like you said, this is the maiden voyage of this vehicle. 5 weeks ago, he says, I'm going to build a car. Now here he shows up. His first run, he was dying on the thing last night in qualifying, and now he shows up and gets into the side of Ken Gushi, this Formula Drift veteran. He's had many victories over the years. Let's take a look at it. It looked like the old drift squid just overcooked the calamari, man.
I think he thought he was back in maybe one of his familiar cars and just forgot he hadn't done a single lap in this car, and he just torpedoed the side.
Look at this.
Of King, because it just
Iceberg,
surges,
dead
right?
ahead.
Just
here we go.
surges.
Bing bong, boom, right into the door. And Gushi was going off course,
Yes.
BCW. So
Yeah, he was a long way gone already.
he was already gone, and Jake just, he was like,
Actually,
all right,
should
I'll
we have a
join
look
you.
here? Is something there's nothing that comes out of the car, is there? What
Anything
sense?
you
Why
could
is
do,
Ken
I
off
could.
there?
Ken?
What sent Ken Gushi off there? Because that's a really odd spot from. That's really early.
Both these guys. Sorry, Ken. Sorry, Jake, but both you guys had some major mistakes there going off course. Let's take a look at Jake.
Jake is
Coming on
Are
out.
you all right, Jake? Can you hear us, mate? Can you give us a little wave? Are you all right, Jake? Can you give us a little wave, buddy? It's good to see you. I still miss your big hair. I think you should bring that back, but it didn't fit in
really
the helmet.
personal.
Yeah. Hey, just a reminder too, for those of you who are up on the hill, there is some exhibitors up there. Keep It Reet, supporting Jason Ferron there up on the hill. Dory Junkie, who are backing Michael Jin, and of course the Australian Drift Club are up there as well, who have the simulator, and you can prove that you can drive the line here at the International Drifting Cup. Now we are going to go down to Tony B, our man on the ground in the pits. Tony, what have you got for us now?
Yeah, guys, I'm at Matty Hill's car. It just come rolling into the pits with the exhaust dragging on the ground. It's missing a side skirt. I didn't see what happened on track, but the whole team rallied, got the jack out there, hung the exhaust back up, and they're going to have a quick look over the car right now.
Tony with some great updates there. Thank you so much, Tony. Some great insight there. What's going on in the pits? Still some smiles all around.
Yeah,
the
Matty
pit.
looks okay. What's Matty? Tony, can you still hear us, Tony, or have you taken the cans off? You can still hear us. What's Matty feeling about the track conditions out there?
Yeah, Matt. Look, talk to us about the track. Talk to us about what happened. I didn't see what happened, mate. Talk to us through.
Yeah, look, it's super grippy out there at the moment. And anyway, I was following Benny, and he went off, and I went off with him. So I think I went off a little bit deeper than he did. I lost my side skirt, rear bar, but hey, that's all in the fun of drifting, isn't it?
Look, you're still smiling at least. The car's not hurt too badly, we don't think. The team were really quick to get onto it. Hopefully, yeah, we get it all sorted out and get back out there, yeah? How's the crowd? Can you see him up there?
Mate, I was too busy trying to chase in Benny, so I haven't seen the crowd yet, but I'll wave out the window on the next run. Looking forward to it.
100%, mate. We love seeing it. Good on you.
I reckon that's a challenge to our crowd, Jared. They need you to get louder. I've seen a lot of things recently. They talk about. What's the US thing at the moment? Is the Fireflies, isn't it? With the lights, with the WWE thing is the cameras. What do you guys? Do you do it as well? Do you have a certain thing?
You want to keep asking me, or do you want me to answer? Okay, here we go. So you turn on the lights on your phone.
Yes,
That's what
I
you
know
do.
that. I want to
Okay.
give it a name. What will we call it? Because last time I called it a Mexican wave, you didn't like it.
Nah, yeah. Let's keep it international,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes, an international
again,
name.
you turn on,
Yeah,
you know, you
turn
turn
on-
on your
yes,
light,
okay.
and
Yes,
you
thank
do
you.
you do that.
Yes.
That's what's going on.
I'm
So,
just, I'm a poor, technically disadvantaged boomer.
It's
It doesn't-
absolutely,
yes,
you're not a
it's
boomer.
okay.
All right,
Yes.
well, I'm Jared Deanda. This is Warren. Thank
Hi.
you so much for joining us
Hi.
here at the International Drifting Cup World Time Attack Challenge. And we are now, again, International Drifting Cup. This is all presented to you by Garrett. So we are live around the world, local time here, 8:38
Yes.
to be exact. But we start with 24, whittled down to 16, 8, 4, so on and so forth. Who's going to win? TBD. Welcome back to the world.
Welcome
right?
back.
We brought back everybody. An amazing festive event today. We saw some awesome racing. 117 put out there on the track, and now we're getting prepared here. Different kind of motorsport. This is judged. This is drifting, man. Some people don't love it, but I've been announcing 20 years. I absolutely love it. Dan Mackey he's in the judges trailer, and
He is, and I think he's got some insight to share with
Yep.
us. Dan, you can hear us up there on the celebration cell. How are things up there in the judges' trailer?
Yeah, well, it's not too bad up here for us. There's a mad crowd up here. They're all sitting to watch a pretty interesting and exciting ID Cup. We're hoping that they've brought a lot of fans of any description to blow the wind and the smoke away. But it's been pretty interesting for us so far. Obviously, some sketchy battles out there, which has been exciting, I guess, to see how they've come out. In that last one, I'm sure everyone's wondering which way we've gone with it. Obviously, Ken was in the lead. Jake was a fair way back. While Ken, in our opinion, made a small error by needing to check up, we don't think he actually would have gone off. He would have been able to correct it and continue. But Jake was coming from so far back at such a closing pace. I mean, he was going to end up, well and truly 4 wheels off the track. So Jake was at fault, which will mean that under the rules and regulations, Ken can try and fix his car. And if he can't get it fixed in 5 minutes to come back out for the battle, then Jake will be knocked out and Ken will go through to the next round.
copy that.
Yeah,
Copy that.
such
some
a
great
hard-
insight
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a hard thing too to put together a car in such a short period of time to bring it to such a competitive field, right? Like you go up against Ken Gushi, 1,200 horsepower, Lexus build, many years of experience. Jake just had to throw everything at it. He really had nothing loose.
Yeah, he absolutely knew. So some more updates down to the pits. Tony, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Bogger and the Hulk, where the flames normally come out the bonnet. But, mate, we had some flames inside the bonnet earlier today. Talk us through what happened.
Well, we got told to put on a bit of a show for the crowd. Fourth gear blazing at 9,000 RPM down the main straight seemed to loosen the oil cap off of one of the rocker covers. So it spat that off, and being dry sumped, it's got oil squirters that squirt over the valve springs. So we had 100 PSI of oil pressure basically shooting out the rocker cover onto the freshly wrapped exhaust, and we had some flames. So
Not what you want. Obviously, nearly 200 k's an hour down the front straight, full noise. But the car's okay. Like, there's no other issues. You're out there. Did a run before, so it seems all right.
yeah, no, it's all sweet. It had a little bit of fire damage on the wiring loom, but it is a Raychem full motorsport harness, so it only damaged the very ends of the harness, which we could repair, and we're all sorted.
And that is good quality componentry, and obviously probably a bunch of zoo bits and pieces there, the heat wrap and whatnot else. We love you competing. The car is insane. We can't wait to see 1,300 horsepower unleash this track later tonight. Good luck for the rest of the battles.
All right, so let's take a look at who has advanced forward so far. Glenn Ormerod had the bye. He locks in against Jordan Sanderson. Brendan O'Grady against Daigo Saito. That's 2,500 horsepower of drift battle coming in. Taylor James and Luke Viersma go head-to-head, and then it is Gaz Wider and Danny Probert. Over on the other side of the tree, Jared Deanna, how are we looking?
We got Brody Mayer, Matty Hill, Saxon Moyes versus Kenshiro Gushi, who we just saw advance on. Matt Harvey is waiting to find out, looks like either Mad Mike Woodette or Rob White. Dale Campaign gets the fast pass in the top 16. And then finally, our final battle. Keep it in reach, Jason Farron versus Michael Jin.
And we do know that Michael Jin has withdrawn, so Jason Farron has gone through and locked himself into that battle against Dale Campaign. And I think that's two very fast, very talented Aussie pilots on that side of the tree, and either of those two guys could well and truly make some noise inside that top four. We are going to go back down to Tony again. Who have you got now, Tony?
I've been running around the pits. I've got Levi Clark with one of the most unique drift cars I've ever seen, mate. Tell us about this creation.
Yeah, it come out of nowhere. We had the 32 pickup sitting in the paddock for years, and once COVID hit, there was a bit of a break on everything, so we got stuck into it and started building it. And being its fourth event, like it's hooking up and going well. We've changed a few settings in the tyre pressures and put some spacers on the front so it stopped binding on the lower control arms. And yeah, that first lap we went full send and pulled it off.
It doesn't look like basically a brand new built car, the way you were going full send down the front straight in the demos, drifting around that tank. It looks like you got a handle on it pretty quickly already.
Yeah, I still feel there's a lot more left in the tank. I still haven't done my home track, Queensland Raceway. Once we get out there and you know what you're doing, you can go full send and work it out. But yeah, definitely feeling more and more comfortable in the seat, just keeping it up on the revs and loving it.
I love seeing it. I love seeing these just check out this bonnet hardware. Both of these cars, these creations, this Mitch Pullet engine are just absolutely magic engines. We love to see it. Thank you guys for putting on such an epic demo this weekend at Well Time Attack.
No, I really appreciate it. All the crew, all the fans, all my family and friends and everyone coming out. Yeah, it's been an awesome event. Can't wait for the next one.
Love
Hopefully we get back out there tonight, bud, eh?
Yeah, well, we're going to try and send as many cars as possible, bro. Love it. Thank you, guys. Catch you soon.
The osmosis of the Tony B energy is just amazing, Jared. And I think it's a great time to get. Look, what are your thoughts? So you've been here all day. You haven't been here for 7 odd years.
No,
so
yeah,
it's changed.
Haven't been here since 2014, 9 years. Love Levi Clark. Congratulations to him enduring brain cancer, stage 4 brain cancer. We had a beautiful Q&A earlier. Great to see him. He wants to build an S15 for competition. This is kind of a demo car, a fun car. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
Levi Clark initiated. He made some news, made the highlight reel, wreckers or checkers. Fortunately, didn't wreck the vehicle, but lost a door in doing so in turn 1. Hit the highlight reel, some really cool things. But absolutely stoked to be out here next to you, Warren, wrapping out. Just seeing, some interesting talent, some new talent that I haven't seen before, as well as some talent, such as Levi, Rob White, Mad Mike Wadette. Obviously I've known Gucci since he was a baby, since he was in diapers. I'm joking. Rat Bull here, as Mad Mike, he talked about it. Just under 400 horsepower, 3-rotor NA, going against Rob White. Big engine, big power. Both very talented drivers.
Looks like Mikey's got some new shoes on for the dance too. Yeah. Those are pretty shiny. Are they brand new Rotiforms tucked up into the yards there?
Good.
Looking pretty shiny. Look at the boys have been out there. Now, what will they do? So what do they do here? How do they combat Rob White's horsepower? Right, they've got to try and get as much out of this car.
It's all about precision. Yeah. You really got to execute what your car can do. You're seeing. Obviously, it is a bit of a drag race there, getting to that first outside zone, the one and only.
Yes.
But I think it's about proximity. I think Mike, is very familiar with this car. There's a vehicle that has seen, twin turbo, 4-rotor, just insane bonkers build, but he does know this car. It's a little twitchy out of all of his vehicles, but I know he has the comfortability of being behind the wheel of this vehicle. But like you said, Rob, a lot of equity as well.
Where is Rob though?
Right there.
Oh, okay, there. Sorry, I hadn't seen him scrubbing. I was just wondering. It seemed like there was a bit of a break there, and I was just wondering what was going on there with Rob White. What we do know from watching qualifying last night, Mike didn't lift at all, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about the flame show that Mike always brings to Sydney Motorsport Park, and you only see it on D-Cell, and it only happens as he rolls back down the straight. He is in the gas, and he is surgical. Yeah. I know you use the phrase sometimes, the doctor, right?
Yep.
The doctor is in the house.
Yeah.
Mike is carving, right?
We'll see.
The cuts are surgical.
He talked about a knife to a gunfight, so just analogies keep on coming. So we're about to cut them loose. Some more cutting and knife edge.
Yeah, we'll
there.
just keep going with this type of thing. Yeah. We could move on to golf as well because Rob White is on the course at the moment, and hopefully doesn't end up in the bunker. Yep. But hey, anyway,
relax.
Actually, one of the great things about this, though, because I know that then this will appeal to some others who are in the room at the moment, both dads, proud dads of very much sporting prodigies.
Yeah.
Yep. So both guys who just as much want to talk about family life dad things and their kids' achievements as their drift achievements. Let's get them underway and see how they go here. Mad Mike here is going to attack the section. You know that he will hold nothing back. Mad Mike into the section. Going to transition over here. Rob White's sitting a long way back there. Now, has Rob White made life hard for himself here? He's going to be able to close back. Now, surges up there. Surges up does Rob White, and then he falls back, Jared. So it wasn't consistent, right? Mike hasn't really deviated at all from what we saw last night. So he's done what the judges asked. Go and do your qualifying run.
That's exactly what I talked about. Talked about precision. He needs to execute, and the strength of this vehicle is, it is maybe a little under horsepowered, but we keep talking about that. But when push comes to shove, you need to put the car in the right place, and that's what Mike did. Look at that big, massive angle, fills that outside zone. Rob comes in and surges and attacks, but unfortunately gets a little bit wonky there, gets off course, gets a little offline. The Super Cheap vehicle, great looking car, a lot of horsepower, a lot of potential, but again, you got to put the car in the right place.
I think if you have a look here too, we talked about filling up the window. If you watch Mike, he gets out here and he gets into the zone and he stays there right to the end of it, like he's extended it all the way out there before coming back onto the track.
Yep.
And I wonder if that's just caught Rob, because I think Rob's gone too far, then thought, oh, I've got to make an adjustment here because I'm going to fire off into the grass.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And that's again, you have that horsepower on deck. He could have again really kind of flexed his muscle, right? So when it comes down to a arm wrestling competition, you got to break the wrist, man. You got to show your strengths. All right. Well, as the action heats up, we're going to alternate the order. Let's throw it down to Tony. Tony, what's cooking?
Yeah, I've checked out Ben Barnes' car. Unfortunately, he got knocked out this time, but the team have checked over it. The car is okay. He will be back to battle another day. We wish him all the best. He's a little bit bummed out that, made a bit of an error, but they will be back.
Right on. Some great updates there, and appreciate the the insight there, because it gets very difficult here. I mean, there's a lot of talent here in Australia between obviously the Aussie drivers and the Kiwi drivers, American drivers. It's really great to see Daigo Saito, Ken Gucci, just a variety. All right, here we go. Rob White will lead. Mad Mike Wadet giving chase.
Yeah, if you win this event, you've well and truly earned it, Jared, and no one will go home unhappy here from Sydney Motorsport Park tonight, holding some silverware. Now, what's the key here for Mike? Just stay on it, deliver the same again, yeah?
I think Rob White's going to try to, like I said, flex his muscle here, but Mad Mike Wadet is going to finesse. I think he's really going to keep it wound up. He's got to stay on throttle, it being NA, right? So he's going to be right there on the back bumper of Rob White, but Rob White, there it is. So you see that separation, the departure there. Rob pulls away from him, takes that inside line, goes to that outside zone. Mad Mike gets lost in the smoke. There is that deficit, but he still continues on, trying to go in. You saw him take that inside line, some sparks being thrown up, just buried in the smoke right now. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? We'll see.
Yeah, so we take a look at the Olin's replay here. You'll see Rob White playing the horsepower game, accelerates away off the line. What I did like here about Mike's run is he stuck to his guns, right? He stayed nice and wide out there. He got himself to where he wanted to be to transition, but he saw Rob White taking advantage of the horsepower, took the more traditional route towards things. I actually think Mike was holding proximity till then. There wasn't really anything being gained. There wasn't anything being lost, but he wasn't making those insides. But then I think he did come too close to the inside there, and I think I saw a spark or two off those brand new Rotiform wheels that might not be looking so brand new any longer.
Well, I believe it's probably just an under tray there.
You reckon it's under tray?
Yeah, something.
Just here?
It's not wheels. That's definitely like under tray or exhaust or something like that, or an arm, something of that sort. And again, Mike built this car. This is all going off of his fans. His fans said, hey, let's build a 3-rotor NA. Also, he really wanted to make an approachable vehicle to showcase that, hey, you can build a car. It doesn't need to be this unobtainium build. You could do cut knuckles. Doesn't need to be, obviously all the aftermarket parts. You want to make it more approachable.
Yeah, so Matty Harvey just out on track at the moment, just having a little sight lap out there. Just wait and see if the call has come through. Just waiting for a decision to lock in for Mad Mike and Rob. And you would be right. The ripple strips here at Sydney Motorsport Park are relatively aggressive, and there will be an under tray on the front of that. So it's just, I have seen here before. I remember when we came here one of the first years, in the old configuration, it basically folded a wheel in half. They used to call it like Death Corner, like turn 9 used to go to the inside, and there was a big drop off.
Really?
And it was almost like a foot deep, and it would almost fold a wheel in half.
Holy cow.
And there was a guy out in the middle of nowhere who used to get called on halfway through the events to try and fix up half the drift car wheels. They're going to take another look at the replay here. No, I didn't see the cone. Now, this is the lead run from Mike, isn't it?
Yep.
So, what do we think they're looking here for, Jared?
I think they're taking a look.
Is it just there? Was there a little bit of a... I'm just hypothesizing, man. I love how we did. Jared and I do that. We do like each other, really. We banter backwards.
Well, you ask me a question, then you keep cutting me off. So that's what I'm trying to answer here. So Mad Mike Wadet, I think what they're really analyzing here is, was Mike dominant here? Did Rob make mistakes? What exactly is at stake here? Because again, with Rob being out front, we knew that was kind of the elephant in the room, the Red Bull in the room. So I think they're really analyzing the mistakes and how big they are by comparison to the alternate of Rob being out front. As we've taken a look at the Keeper Reed. What is this vehicle again? Again, not a stateside vehicle.
Yeah, Nissan station wagon. I believe it was described as something by Chris Stiggles that his grandmother once owned and used to get the groceries. However, who one didn't come with a dirty old Barra wagon with a Barra turbo?
I love it.
It's a Ford motor.
Yeah.
You guys know Henry pretty well there, right?
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of a history with Henry.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jason Ferrin drives this thing very rapidly too. He's been over in New Zealand competing over there. I believe he is now north of 500 odd kilowatts. So it will be an absolute smoke machine heading up the hill. Would it be heavy? Would a wagon be heavier?
Not necessarily.
No?
Not necessarily. Just
It's clearly not aerodynamic when it's slightly.
Yeah, depending on the build, depending on the engine, depending on the components. But Keeper Reed, that buy run, he's going to be advancing on. Who's he going to go against? That is still TBD.
Now, while we take a buy run in, what do you think the call was between Rob White and Mad Mike?
I peeked over his shoulder. It's one more time.
You just had to ruin it.
I did. Yeah, so let's make it official. It is a one more time between Mr. Rob White and Mad Mike Woodette. And I do agree with that call. I think there's a big window of opportunity there. Don't leave in the judges' hands. Both of them had some mistakes. If Rob does have this over kind of powering of Mad Mike has this good finesse. So it's two very different approaches. If it's a boxing match, right? You gotta have these quick hands or you just got these big muscles. Regardless, both them way about the same. All right, who are we looking at here?
This is Glenn Ormerod, the #1 qualifier. I do wonder if the judges are possibly able to shed any light, if they do have the ability to communicate with us while we're waiting for Glenn Ormerod just to scrub tyres, because he is going to battle Jordan Sanderson very shortly. But I would love to get a quick thought from any of the three on the one more time there and how much deliberation went on to reach that result, or whether it was kind of a unanimous thing. If we're not able to do so, that's equally fine. We can move on, but see if we can possibly get on up there to Dan and the team if they're able to communicate, or whether they want to focus on the battle.
Also, this would be the first battle of the top 16.
Yes.
So again, one more battle left, and that would be the one more time of Rob and Mad Mike to establish the 16.
Yes, so we'll move forward with the 16 as it sits now, because it's right at the other end of the tree. So we are time certain here at Sydney Motorsport Park, trying to get a result, because for our New Zealanders tuned in, it is already 10:55 p.m. in the evening, which
hey, it's Saturday night, let's party. All right, so we will digress. We're going to have our first battle of the top 16 go back between the White and Woodette battle, and then, as we said, that will establish our 16. So right now, like you said, Glenn and Jordan.
Yeah, Glenn Ormerod, Jordan Sanderson. Then we see Brendan O'Grady, Daigo Saito, Taylor James and Luke Viersma. Danny Probert takes on Gaz Wider. Brody Mayer, Matty Hill. Saxon Moyes has Ken Gushi after Jack Jones withdrew. Matty Harvey awaits a one more time of Mad Mike and Rob White, and Dale Campaign locked in to go against Jason Ferron. So we have moved into the first of the top 16 battle. We do have a one more time to go. So my apologies if we confused you there. Jordan Sanderson is... Now what's happened here? Glenn Ormerod looked like he sat on the line for a really long time here. So...
what's going on with Sanderson here? Just a slow roll, kind of just...
Well, I think he took off, but I don't think Glenn Ormerod went anywhere, and then he backed out of it, and he's just kind of got confused as to, are we going or are we not? We don't... Do we have a no-go point on the track? I'm not sure if one was ever discussed. Let's check out the replay. We'll just wait for the replay to come back up here. See, Jordan just rolls off, and then Glenn doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if this is strategy, don't know exactly what's going on, but it was, I think, a very slow roll out of the gate. Taking a look at this, I would love to see different angles of this. Maybe some confusion. If it is strategy, I don't really agree with it. If it was slow, but the chase car Formula Drift rules, we would say that you can leave whenever.
Yeah.
But and also it would be a restart if the car ices. I don't know if you know the term icing, but basically like sports, you ice somebody. Let's take a look. I think it's a good. So again, that chase car can leave before the lead car. So I think he kind of messed himself up. He left way too early.
Just got over eager, and then
basically, and then he kind of have to wait. So I think just eager beaver and just bit off more than he could chew.
So if that was the case, then the judges would penalise him for that because he's
Absolutely.
impacted his own run.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how that plays out with Jordan Sanderson. That's definitely something we'll go to Tony in the pits just to get a read on afterwards in terms of how Jordan Sanderson felt about that, and obviously to be coloured by whatever happens on the next run. So, okay, the judges take another look at the replay, as do we, the Oldlands action replay here of the International Drift Cup. Now, yeah, he's rolled off and he's just kept going. Now, Ormerod's sat along the back. Then he comes across in front of him. And then Jordan Sanderson sort of starts his run there about, what would that be, 50 metres after where it would be?
All right, so here we go with Jordan now out front and Glenn in that chase position. Jordan, really good position on the outside zone. You can see Glenn not getting as deep as Jordan Sanderson, but now I'm really liking that. That is a really good, just chasing him, getting into the pocket, showing a little dominance there. But that was, as you said, Warren, a really wonky start on that first run.
Yeah, but Glenn Ormerod he brought out the big guns the second time. They say don't leave it in the judge's hands, right? And I don't think Glenn Ormerod's left this up for discussion here. He's just glued himself to the back there. He's then left himself enough room for a nice transition. Jordan Sanderson's doing nothing wrong out there. He's delivering a chaseable lead run, and then Glenn just tucks himself nicely into the pocket there. Both of them about a metre off the inside, metre to the outside, and then Glenn getting a little carried away at the end there and just almost shooting right past him just to say, hey, I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah, I chased you. I chased you. I think I
sense.
got you. And the call is official. Jared going through to the top 8 first to lock himself in.
And that is Glenn Ormerod. So Glenn Ormerod gets the victory, advancing on into the Great 8. Congratulations to Glenn. He's either going against Brendan O'Grady or the ledge that is Daigo Saito from Japan. Here we go. So we are revisiting the one more time battle. Mad Mike Gaudet, Rob White, two very different approaches, two very different vehicles. Mad Mike Gaudet leading in the vehicle he calls Rad Bull into this outside zone, transitions in, and then goes in. You can see filling the outside zone, a little correction there, comes out of angle. Rob White, he also does a little shimming there, and then going across the
Rob's taken himself to the outside. Rob's taken himself. Now, the judges are going to be looking at this replay. There's a couple of things I think will come up here as we take a look at the Oldlands replay. Now, Mike has delivered exactly what he has delivered every single time, right to about 10 metres past here, and then I think they're just here somewhere. Looks like there's a little waver there. And then he cranked the angle back on. And then both of them go to the inside here, and then repeat of what you saw earlier, Jared, where you said the under tray will throw some sparks up. Rob's followed him. Then Rob's gone two off the inside there.
Yeah, Rob, and right here, as you said, on that first glance, Mike throws some dirt, but Rob really gets involved.
Yeah. So it's like he magnified everything that Mike did.
Yeah, that's a great word. Absolutely, a great description here. So watch this, like you said, comes out of angle. I don't think that disrupts Rob too much. That was just a small mistake by Mad Mike. But I will tell you, that's kind of straightened out there too, going over that rumble strip.
But that's Rob's a long way to the inside there, that big jump. Like, that is a long way in there. And then that's a long way off that way. Tony down in the pits, what have you got for me insight-wise, my friend?
I am here with top qualifier and for his first drive today, and you get a win against Jordan Sanderson. Glenn Ormerod, mate, how do you feel?
Yeah, awesome. The car's on point. I'm feeling pretty good, and we're ready to go.
Look, you're just so cool about it as well. I'm like, you are in form today. Yesterday was really solid. Let's see if you can take it right to the top, brother.
Yeah, that's it. That's our aim, and we're having to put a good show on for everyone in the crowd.
Love it, love it. Back to you guys.
He just has such, as Tony said, just a really mellow demeanor, man. Just kind of want a little more energy, but maybe that's just strategy.
It's kind of the Aussie, like they call it the Shelby Right.
Okay.
It's just a cruisy. It's just Sunday mellow afternoons with a couple of lagers and some chips down the pub, watching a little football, something like that. You guys will have it Monday night, right? You guys Monday night
football, but we have Sunday's game day.
Sunday's game day?
Yeah, Sunday's game day, and we only have one game on Monday.
Monday's the TV game, yeah?
They're all TV. They're all televised.
That was what it was sort of created for, right? It was Now, Mikey is keen to get going. He's just sitting there. He's game face on. He has great spotters who've seen just about everything.
Yeah.
So they will be in. So what do you think they're saying to him right now?
It's all about placement. You know who you're going against. We saw the battle before. We know that Rob has the horsepower. So stick it to the bumper. I think he needs to be aggressive here. Don't give him any room. I would say kind of progressively gain that proximity. Don't go right to it because Rob does have the ability to pull away. Rob White out front, Mad Mike Gaudet in the chase position. Let's see how he executes. Rob White initiates into that first initiation outside zone. Look at that. So there he is. So
wow.
Talking about that proximity there.
Man,
I think that's
Mike.
a really good strategy. Rob White gets the outside zone. Compromises,
This is a
getting the
chase.
outside zone.
Get him, Mike.
There's
Get
Mad
him.
Mike Gaudet right there on the door of
Mike.
Rob White. And that's what I was talking about. I don't think he needed to attack right out of the gate. There was a scaled approach because he knew going to that second outside zone, the big, as you call it, the window, that gave him the opportunity to get into that pocket.
There would be 2 or 3 people on the planet that could do that with that sort of difference between cars. And we've just, I don't mean this in a, there's no other way to say it in a kissing certain parts of the body. There would not be very many people on the planet that could deliver a chase like we just saw.
That was, but again, I think it's about the comfort, being behind the wheel of that vehicle, different engines. He knows the setup. Again, that super cheap Nissan. Rob is a weapon. He knows he has a car. A very, very talented driver. He hasn't been driving for a while. It's been a minute, but it's great to see him out here. Met the folks from Super Cheap, so really happy they're supporting Rob and his efforts here. But look at that proximity. That's really undeniable on where he is. That was really good proximity, good execution, and he did, to be quite honest, to my own horn here, exactly what I anticipated.
Jared, we have a call.
There it is. So it looks like Mad Mike Gaudet does move on. So Mad Mike Gaudet does get the victory, and he advances on into the 16. So keep that in mind, right? He's just in the 16, one step further. So he'll be going against Matt Harvey there. So fill in that blank with Mad Mike Gaudet.
How can we have seen such outstanding driving so early in the brackets? We talked about it earlier, stacked field. Just absolutely stacked field. Brendan O'Grady, first time we're going to see him out. 2,500 horsepower of drift muscle on the track, Jared. We liked what we saw from Brendan O'Grady last night. Just aggression right from the go.
Love it. Brendan O'Grady talking about catching on fire earlier, but he's going to hope to catch on fire in a different way, going against Daigo Saito, a champion in many different drifting sanction bodies. It's great to see him out here in Australia. And there you see him kind of shimming his way up to the side of O'Grady. Daigo Saito, I think he could have been a little closer there, but again, a lot of horsepower here on deck.
Yeah, really interesting just to watch the way that one played out, where Daigo kind of sat back and then he surged and he sort of almost just went back again like Daigo wouldn't be one of those guys who needs to be comfortable having battled someone before. He'd be reasonably comfortable with Brendan.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Like, again,
okay.
Driver, whomever, Daigo,
I didn't notice that
Daigo
before.
has a killer instinct. He doesn't.
I didn't notice the movement mid-corner. Sorry, I interrupted you. I just picked it up on the replay. There was a little waver there from Daigo in the chase position.
Yeah, small little correction there. I don't think that'll hurt him too much. Again, the car gets disrupted going over the rumble strip because keep in mind, that's going off course in a traditional race environment. So yeah, you saw him come out of it. There you go. Yeah.
But it did almost lead, that sort of movement did almost lead to the closing up of the proximity. So you wonder if it's contributed in some way and how the judges will see that again. We are just calling to what we see. We are not the 3 judges, in fact, the 3 wise men.
So now Daigo Saito will lead.
Daigo has won here before, so Daigo has had his hands on the silverware here before. He is a huge fan of the Australian burnout at the end of the event.
Oh yeah, of course.
He just loves that.
All right, here we go. Brendan O'Grady out front. Daigo Saito in the chase position. Daigo leading, and Brendan O'Grady chasing him down. Look at that. Daigo way more confident, getting that clean air. Brendan O'Grady, a late transition into that outside zone. Daigo Saito, massive angle. Brendan O'Grady looking more time attack than he is drifting right now. Wow, what an absolute power position and a shift. You see that? That is the winds of change right there, my friend. Daigo Saito, very dominant out front, and that is exactly what I expected.
That isn't, yeah, so we'll take a look at the Oldens replay here. Now that's a different type of entry we've seen from Daigo Saito. He's the first one that's gone sort of that far across the track, wanting to, I guess, maximised that initiation angle. Then Brendan O'Grady it was almost like he didn't know what to do from here. He tried to throw everything at it, then he just effectively flattened himself back out, carried no angle from there, and from there, effectively, it is all in favour of Daigo Saito, the master, the ninja himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolute legend. Love the dude. He's one big. It's funny, as subdued as he is, he's got a really funny way about him, man. He's I always like messing with him, to be quite honest. So, all right, speaking of messing around, he's not messing around. Mad Mike Wadette is with Tony.
Messing around at all. I am here with Mad Mike, the man himself. Very, very impressed that. Look, I was looking at the lineup, and you were going up against Rob White to start with, and you said earlier that maybe you've got about the lowest horsepower car here, but you just sent it, brother.
By about lowest horsepower by a third. This thing's 390 horsepower, but no, going up against Rob White, it's actually an honour to go up, Australian champ. One thing to know when you go up with someone with that calibre is that you can commit as a chase driver 100%. So, no, it's a good run. Like, I made a couple of mistakes. Obviously, both of us did, to go one more time. But yeah, just really cool to have Rad Bull out here as a fan vote to bring it. It's the lowest power of the fleet. But for us, we're running a radial tyre with Toyo, the R1R. We'll get through 3 battles on the same set of tyres. And just, we're running 711 pump gas with a bit of 2-stroke premix. And yeah, just trying to keep it cheap, keep it fun, and showcase that you can still get out there and mess and have some fun with the big boys.
Love your energy, mate. Love the car. Your team is refueling right now. We'll get you back out there for the next lot of battles. Awesome stuff.
All right, 2NZ. Taylor James kicks off his campaign here with Luke Veersma right in the pocket. Luke Veersma, but he's straightened right up behind Taylor James. He's keeping that proximity, but he has sacrificed a lot of angle. He's surging towards him, Jared, but he's doing it untidy.
I really liked how Taylor initiated, but Luke, you can only have a good chase run if you have a good lead run. Taylor gave him a huge window of opportunity to say, hey, follow me, I'm going to show you the way, and he did exactly that. So, Luke, really good chase job, but Taylor, look at this execution here. On throttle, powers through, you can't even see Luke. Kudos to Luke. Doesn't have as much angle as Taylor in that lead position. Look how the car didn't even get unsettled. And that's what I was talking about earlier about if you hit the right spot, both entry and exit of going off course to the outside zone where they need to go, the car doesn't get disrupted. And that's what Taylor did. And he showed Luke the right line. It's really going to come down to the second half of this battle to see who is dominant and who's advancing on.
Yeah, I feel like that was 2 drivers, just absolutely trusting each other. Neither felt like there was anything being held back. And they just gave it absolutely everything. Yeah.
Catch me, Warren. Just kidding.
We're definitely not playing that game. No, that's not going to end well for any of us.
I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can catch you. I don't know if you can catch me.
Yeah. We did have a call too, just for that last battle. Daigo Saito goes through over Brendan O'Grady, and he locks in against Glenn Ormerod, our number 1
look at that. Glenn Ormerod, he's feeling it. He is a calm, cool cucumber. But hey, want to thank our sponsors, Garrett International. This is the Garrett International Drift Cup celebrations. The celebrations Drift Hill. Also the activations up there if you're in the building. Keep It Read, Dory Junkie, and Australian DMFT Club. They have a simulator up there. Here we go. Luke Veersma and Taylor James. Call it, Warren.
Taylor James has sat a little bit. He's sat a long way back here. Taylor James is going to need to close up that proximity. Luke Veersma out front, smashing the gas, cranks the angle on, fills up the window there. Taylor James, can he come back at him? Now, I think Luke's gone a little bit wide there. He's maybe opened up a window there for Taylor James, but did he give him too much?
No, I think Luke did exactly what he needed to do, and Taylor did not catch up to him. I think there was a big deficit there on Taylor's part, but let's take a look at it again.
Did he
again, watch this. Again, watch Luke out front. He, again, both lead. So lead, again, my perspective, lead versus lead, chase versus chase, right? So here's Luke out front. Peace. Taylor not part of the equation. Now comes out of the smoke. Look at the angle of Luke. Goes to the outside zone. Feels all of the outside zone. Taylor, he's back there quite a bit. So I think both of them had really good lead runs. I think it's going to come down to the chase run. Who was more dominant? Maybe wasn't mimicking that angle. Who had the proximity? We'll find out.
Yeah, we didn't really see any big major mistakes.
No.
One of the things I do know that has been said a lot about coming to Sydney is a lot of battles are won and lost on that start-finish line. Just underestimating
that
start-finish line and just how fast the car is. And we have a call. Luke Viersma goes through. Taylor James is out.
Yeah, and that's what I expected. Unfortunately, I think Taylor was too far back. Luke executed out front, but he did a better job in the chase position. Unfortunately to Taylor, Taylor was not part of the conversation in that chase position. So very unfortunate, but Luke advances on. Sorry, Taylor. Here we go. Gaz Wider, Danny Probert. Look at this. Old school, new school. Give me some of it. Here we go. Gaz Wider out front. I tell you what, Gaz just blew the dust off this thing. Says, let's go ahead and send it. This Phoenix S chassis, he is an absolute weapon. Talking about him being a fisherman, a rusty old hook here. And look at the angle. That is the biggest angle we've seen from probably anybody, but Probert, he's giving it the beans as well.
I'm stoked for Danny Probert. That is the best chase run
so sick
we've seen from Danny Probert here in any of the years he's been here. Didn't hold back, 100% trust.
Love it.
In the 4-time champion, Gaz Wider. He knew what Gaz was going to do. He knew he was going to be smooth. I almost just want to watch it and appreciate it. Gaz did crank that angle, didn't he?
Yeah, I love this. Watch this angle by Gaz. Boom. Really good, locked and loaded, puts a little left foot brake on it. You saw the front tire smoking up, but that allowed Probert to get close. And as you said, good proximity there. Car comes out a little disrupted, but then just gets right into the pocket and brings it on home. So when you can't see Probert or that chase car, that's a sign of a good time. That's a sign of really good proximity and good job by Probert. It's really going to come down to the second run.
I almost wish we had a camera zoom that could show Danny Probert's eyes as he popped out of that smoke on the transition. He's like, Gaz is right there. This is all going to come down to the man who, I think you'd agree, Jared, having watched Summer Bash the last 4 times, and the guy's lost 1 battle, he's probably the most clinical chaser out of all the Kiwis.
He just has a cool, calm way about him, man. Like, you know, I saw him earlier. He says, how you doing? I said, good, man, just a couple beers. He's like, can't wait. So I think he's got his eyes on the prize, just having a cold one after seeing how he does.
It is.
His old man's here, and you know, it's cool.
It is the one event probably that is missing from the trophy shelf at the moment. Doesn't have a World Time Attack trophy.
Great point.
Been on the podium, but has never held the #1 spot. Shared the podium actually, I think, with Mike and Daigo last time they were all here together. Danny's got nothing to lose here. Danny Probert can just throw this all out here, because anything from here on in, I reckon, is going to be amazing. So, yeah, let's see what they can do here, because Gaz Wider will tuck right in on the back of this big XD Falcon here. Gaz has been here, done this before.
All right, Danny Probert throws it in, that Falcon.
That's nice from Danny.
Yeah, really well done here. Gaz, I think he's giving some respect here. He's like, I don't want to crash into this Falcon. Gaz taking a very shallow line. I'll tell you what, Danny Probert might get this as Gaz Wider, again, just, where did he go? Probert overpowers them, going in the outside zone.
Honestly, I'm thinking that these guys have rapidly underestimated the speed of their opponents going up the hill. They're trying to give too much distance, giving too much respect. The Mad Mike approach from before was the one to take, because Gaz would have expected to rocket up here, right? Gaz would have gone, I can catch up here. Danny Probert, cone, we did.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be
there's about 17 meters behind that.
Yeah, I know. Look at that rear bumper. I mean, the overhang on that thing. I was talking about that earlier with Ryan Turkey. He has the smallest bumper in Formula Drift, but that overhang here. So watch Probert comes in that first and now transitions in. I think Gaz gave him too much respect, and Probert fills all of it. Quick little disruption there, but Gaz.
I don't think he's put a tire or anything off. I think it's just a big car.
It's just a massive overhang on that back bumper. So I'll tell you what, man.
Dude.
There it is. Gaz Wider gets upsetted, and Probert in the Falcon advances on.
The Kiwis are done. We've got Mike left. Dargaville dial-up has just stopped. There'll be a riot on the main street of Carmo tonight. We lose Taylor James and we lose Gaz Wider on the same side of the metal tree. We launch straight into Brody Mayer and Matty Hill. They are going head-to-head. 2 of Australia's finest talents attacking the section. Here comes Matty Hill to the inside. Brody Mayer still flowing on through there. Oh, now what's happened here? Now Brody Mayer has lost some momentum there. Did that just check up? Did he go too far and maybe catch the edge of that concrete that was talked about last night? There is a bit of a drop off there if you go too far, and maybe Brody's finally found that edge there. Olin's replay, Jared. They kicked off. Matty Hill went to the ins now. He's gone quite a bit.
Yeah, that was not the right line to take. You saw him initiate and gripped, the car gripped up.
I just wondered what
Shot
happened.
on the inside.
I just felt like he almost got it. It just wasn't as flowing or smooth at that point, and
just checked up.
We've
Felt like
we've
the
gone
car
back to a
gripped up.
now. Hang on, we've gone back to a replay here of Probert and Gaz Wider. Gone back to a replay of Probert and Gaz Wider. They're just having a look here at the Olin's action replay. It's just a replay, just checking it through. But we nonetheless have launched through into the Brodie Mayer, Matty Hill battle, and these guys will be moving forward. So Matty's turn to lead. Brodie Mayer, what can he do in the chase? All we've heard about is this man's form. Let's see his chase game. He locked himself straight into the 8 last night with great qualifying form. I love the fact he's paying homage to a good-looking Aussie on the side of his car. GLA, that's what that means, good-looking Aussie.
Got it.
And the race series performance bearings.
I think if he puts on a decent lead run, he's going to get the win.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Brodie Mayer will tuck into the chase position. Matty Hill shoots across the track. Brodie Mayer, better line there from him. Brodie Mayer. Now, he surged forward then and just had to get out of that because I think he's going to hit Matty Hill if he kept going there. Now he's tucked really shallow. This is just messy.
Yeah, Matty Hill, good solid lead. Oh, Brodie.
That's angry. That's angry.
I think that's kind of a tell. You know, they talk about cards, right? No poker face there. Kind of a driving with too much aggression.
Yeah. We have seen this a lot at this event before because it means so much to try and win here. The guys get really hyped up, they qualify really well, and then they do get a little bit frustrated if things don't go the way. But that's nowhere near where we'd seen Brodie Mayer anywhere.
No.
In any run.
No.
Even thinking all the way back to Thursday when they were testing the line. That's just bizarre.
Yeah, just unorthodox approach.
Do you know?
All right, so do we have an update?
We do have an update. Brodie Mayer has gone through. Brodie Mayer has gone through there, so yeah, really interesting there. Just
I like that it didn't go one more time. I mean, we could really split hairs here, but I think there was just too many mistakes on the side of Hill. So Brodie gets a win, advances on. Who's he going to be going against?
Saxon Moyes, the 20-year-old, up against Ken Gushi.
There you go.
So Ken Gushi is what you said, he was mid-40s, is that right? Ken Gushi's mid-40s?
No, 36.
36?
Yeah.
Okay, so two young guns in the prime of their drifting lives. Just Ken Gushi feels like he's been drifting since he was about 10 or something like that. Maybe just a name that's been around forever. So we hope you are enjoying the Garrett International Drifting Cup. Garrett Advancing Motion Top 16 well and truly underway. Saxon Moyes, first look at him in battle. He was a weapon last night in qualifying. But Ken Gushi, 1,200 horsepower Lexus purpose-built drift weapon.
Oh, but Saxon's putting it. He's twisting his screws. Saxon out front. Ken Gushi back there quite a bit. Saxon dialed. Gushi needs, I mean, he just wasn't in the chat room, man. Slide into those DMs. Or SMs, Saxon Moyes. Not the DMs, the SMs.
SMs, DMs. What are we talking about again now? We're still watching drifting, aren't we? Hey, I was talking to Saxon Moyes earlier, just as we take a look at this replay, and it was really interesting talking to him, and he said his strategy is to only ever do 2 practice laps. He feels any more than that.
Who said this?
Saxon Moyes.
Sure.
He said he's a technical driver who's come out of karting since 12.
Huh.
His mother confirmed this for me. I was talking to his mum at the same time.
2 practice laps.
2 practice laps. That is his strategy. Minimise the mechanical stress on the car and do everything else mentally in his head. That is his strategy. He said it perfectly straight poker face, so he's either a really great
It's kind of how I announce car races too.
Yeah, perfectly straight poker face, no research whatsoever, just 20-odd years of experience and things you've seen around the world. This is getting up there, right? This is a pretty good event, right?
Oh, it's great. I love expediting it. I love going through, ripping in the Terran. So yeah, Ken Gushi will now lead. Saxon, as you say, just minimize. I liked what you said, minimizing the damage on the vehicle, minimizing just all the aggressiveness. So let's see. Here we go. Ken Gushi out front. Saxon Moyes in that chase position. Ken Gushi, I feel like, is going to put on a show here. Saxon up close and personal as far as a clinic with this Formula Drift veteran, but Saxon, no, not even phased at all. Ooh, then it decides to say that. Little announcer's curse comes in, almost attacks. Little left foot brake. You see that front brake light going on of Ken Gushi. I think that threw Saxon off. He does have that proximity, But again, that composure, right? When you see that lead car kind of have those hiccups, Saxon didn't adapt exactly as he needed to do.
Yeah, so it's all going to be learning for him, right? At 20 years of age, he hasn't seen anywhere near the number of drift battles that Ken Gushi has out front. He's just got to adjust to what's going on here. Popped out there, probably a little bit unsettled. There was something there just in that first section there. I think he maybe popped off the edge of the track a little bit there, tucked back into the pocket of Ken Gushi. Now there's a big straighten up and some opposite lock there from
That's what I was
Saxon
talking
Moyes.
about.
You called that from the other side. I thought maybe Ken Gushi had done something that caused that, but then Saxon Moyes looked like he did that all by himself. So
yeah, I mean Ken's lead line wasn't ideal.
There's something here too. I saw Saxon Moyes. See how it popped?
Yep.
I don't know if he ran a wheel off the inside of the trap maybe or something, just unsettled the car and then unbalanced it there.
Yeah, you saw it once and twice and then dives in on the inside. Regardless of what Ken Gushi was doing, Saxon kind of made his own mistakes there, unfortunately.
So
and we are finding out that Saxon making too many mistakes. Again, really talented driver. You talked about, going through karting and all these different things. Had some words with him in the pits earlier, but unfortunately he is knocked out. Ken Gushi gets the win. Ken Gushi gets the win. And going to the judges, what's going on, Dan?
Yeah, I'm guessing that you guys probably wanted to have a bit more of a chat about the Matty Brodie conversation. Just trying to get some information from the guys over there. I think we've got a battle to go, guys, so perhaps we'll come back to you guys in just a minute.
Yeah, let's
no problem, man. No problem.
Focus on the action in front of you.
Again, some great updates there from our judges. They are at the top of the hill. We are in the announcer's box, and I like the separation. A little bit warmer, too, as well. So, all right, here we go. Mad Mike Gaudet getting that victory. Who's he going against? Matt Harvey.
Yeah, Matt Harvey, Mad Mike. Mad Mike got to be just pumped and full of adrenaline now, and Mad Mike is definitely, he's brought the A game now. Mad Mike not lifting at all.
Confidence. That's a big confidence booster for him. Oh, but then as he falls back, Matt Harvey rolls into it. Mad Mike taking a shallower line. Matt Harvey using all the course. You can see him getting out to that course's edge in qualifying. They want to kind of mid-track to pay respect. Don't do any landscaping, okay? The lawn's already been curated. Don't mess it up. Would you please stay off the frigging grass, AKA from Friday?
Yeah, nice and smooth from Eddie Harvey up front. The Kumho Power Plus backed entry, man all the way from Tasmania doing a good job. Keeps it smooth now. There's a little bit of an issue there for Mike. Cranks it back on, then it comes back again, and he has to correct that again, just rolling out of there. You saw it leap over that little verge there, Jared. Goes back to the inside, and we're going to go back up to Tony with Brodie Mayer down in the pits.
Yeah, guys, I am here with Brodie. Mate, talk us through that run. Must have been the smallest of margins.
Yeah, definitely pretty tight out there. I think my lead run wasn't too bad. It looked like Matt, well, at least I felt like from the car, Matt did a pretty good run as well. But his lead, he definitely got off that first zone a lot, kind of cut me out a little bit. I assume that's probably what the judges saw, and that's probably what the decision was made on, yeah.
Well, look, the decision's made, and you're going through. We want to see you battle on for the rest of the night, mate. Good luck.
No, thanks, guys. I'm having so much fun out here. What an event, honestly. I'll be sending it.
Yeah, boy, let's go.
I love Tony's energy.
Tony's energy is really infectious, man. I love it. I love it. I want to know what he had for dinner.
What happens now? Does Mad Mike continue on marching, Jared?
I think Mike's going to do. He's going to place the car in all the right places. It's really the ball's in Matt Harvey's court right now. Matt, he could really just kind of twist the knife right now because he knows. I mean, Mike's been absolutely transparent, and that's exactly. Watch that. So Harvey, here we go. Mike takes that shallower line. Harvey has some mistakes, but he lunges forward, and again, placement. Mike is putting the car right there, but Harvey, you look at that. See, there's that proximity. If you really wanted to solidify that, I would say he kind of needed to do that earlier. Still a little TBD in my eyes. To be determined, that's what it means.
Thank you for clarifying, Jared. I was very confused. You taught me dissipation yesterday. Today we've gone to three-letter acronyms.
Yeah, TBD.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
To be determined.
To be determined.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of an input there from Matty Harvey.
And there it is. We are finding out. So Matt Harvey does go through. Mad Mike Gaudet knocked out. And again, Mike knew what was going on. He knew the scenario. You got to love it. The athleticism, the spirit of it all, love it, but unfortunately just not enough. Matt Harvey gets the win and advances on into, we're talking about the 8 now, right?
Yeah, we've got one more battle to go for the 8, and that is Dale Campaign and Jason Ferrin. Keep It Reet and GH Haulage, a couple of Aussie boys.
Aussie boys.
Both
mate.
fast,
Yep.
both aggressive. This is a solid looking 8 there, Jared. I'm just looking at
I'm
the
loving
tree.
it. We are ripping
We
through
are ripping
this.
through, yeah. No, not really a lot of 1 more times. And even
Hear that?
Yeah,
We're knocking
shouldn't
on wood. We're knocking on wood right there.
Shouldn't have said it, but we haven't. I mean, even the ones we've had to kind of watch again, they've been well worth it.
Yep.
I wouldn't trade that 1 more time we had for anything.
That's great.
That'll probably go down as if you were picking a battle of the event, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1 more time.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, I loved. Again, that's the beauty of it. I hope that's where it just gets so difficult when, you know, again, my wife asked me, do you love it? I said, yeah, there's only one winner of the event, you know, like somebody's got to lose. You know, there's only one winner. So here we go with that Keep It Reet, that wagon, talking to Jason. I know he's curating some events, making a lot of content, him and his gang, having the jackets. But, all right, so Tony, what's cooking, bud?
Yeah, look, I heard that Dale Campaign's going up against Jason Ferrin. Now, these guys got a bit of history over the years. They've battled each other a lot. There's a bit of an online beef going on that someone started. I don't remember, but let's just keep an eye on this battle. It's going to be fiery, I reckon.
I love Tony's insights. This is why we have Tony around. The T.
The TV. Let's go. So, what's the internet beef, man?
I don't know. Let's make that a segment. Tony's T.
Yeah, let's go.
Neither of these guys had to take a backward step. Jason Ferrin will have the chase. Dale Campaign in the lead. You wide enough there?
Yeah, that was an interesting approach by Dale Campaign. Jason Ferrin there in the wagon. He tries to tuck in, takes a shallower line. Dale using all the course. Both of them with really good smoke, good angle. Now Jason gets to the door of Campaign, but maybe that was little shots fired across the nose. Bit of a dogfight there between Dale and Jason.
Was it just letting him know he's here, right?
Yeah.
Just letting him know that he's
Making
here.
his presence felt.
Welcome to Sydney.
I liked Jason's initiation, by the way, in that chase. You saw was almost identically at the same time.
Yes, and I think this is one of the better runs probably from both drivers, and the fact that they were able to kind of just stay really aggressive, stay in it. I wouldn't go as far as saying there's probably a lot of love and a lot of trust between the two of them. And then Jason just to tuck up the inside here and just say, hey, I'm here. Just going to give you a little tap.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll have
I got smart.
Yeah.
I got smart. Just like I said, letting his presence be felt.
That goes one of two ways, right? That either works out really well for you or really bad.
Or just go south real quick.
Because I don't know. I mean, Dale Campaign seems like a nice guy, but I reckon he could also give it back.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to back down. I've seen Dale before. One of the most famous battles that we've ever had here was Dale Campaign, I think, and maybe Levi Clark or Matty Hill. And they fired off to what is now the judge. And Suchia gave them 11 out of 10 because neither of them lifted. They just stayed in the gas, all 4 wheels off the track.
Really?
One of the wildest things I've ever seen. And they're just inches off the door because I think both of them might have just come back from... it seemed to be a thing that went on when a lot of people started going to Japan to Manji for the first time. You know, they kind of get that style, the aggressive right on the door missile banging style, and they did it with the comp cars. Here we go with the return serve battle. This will be Ferrin to lead the GH haulage machine of Dale Campaign in the chase. What's Jason got? Cranks it on. Dale tucks to the inside there. He's right there with him. He can't give him any space at all, Jared.
Taking a look at Jason Ferrin, he turns on that smoke machine, and Dale Campaign...
He fell back.
Yeah, he fell back and just seemed...
It was almost like just as
it was half-hearted, right? Like it didn't seem fully committed in that chase position, and I don't know if he campaigned in action here. Watch this. So watch Ferrin. He initiates Campaign taking a tighter line. He was trying to tuck in, but watch Campaign. Like there's no smoke. Right?
No, you're right.
Ferrin turns it on. Campaign, a very interesting approach. Yeah, so, well, guess what? We are getting an update just like that. Jason Ferrin, he's keeping it reet on the street, and he's going to the Great Eights.
This definitely needs Tony's tea after this.
We
need Tony's tea on that battle there, because I'd love to know what went on there between both the drivers there, because I'd love to know, one, if Jason was just saying hello, and then two, what Dale was up to there, because it just... you're right. There's no smoke coming off those
That was
rear
weird.
tires.
I mean, he was at angle, he was at speed. And again, smoke, not a criteria. I've never seen drifting before. Smoke is not a criteria, but that was just an indication of lack of commitment. That's kind of what I'm assessing.
Yeah,
He just didn't want. He never wanted to get married. Lack of commitment. He's just, I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know if Dale's married or not. But
we're not
I don't know what
gonna go
that's
there.
in my mind.
Divorce court with Jared starts on Monday.
No. Yeah, Tony's team. We got divorce court. Take a look at this grade 8, man. Glenn Ormerod versus Daigo Saito. This is our first battle of the. Oh wow, Daigo had to back off there. Glenn comes across the nose of the champ. The Ninja slides on in.
This is like he's woken up. We've got here. Daigo's come to party now.
Wait, what, bro? Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay, we're done.
Yep.
We're down to the business end now.
Yep. All right. So nothing, substantial there outside of, again, I felt like Daigo was like, wait, oh, okay, we're going. See, that was a slow start again. Yes. So Glenn keeps doing this.
Yeah, that's on the lead driver too, right? Like Daigo can't do anything else because he can't be.
Okay, well, I mean, is it a trend? Is it strategy? Kind of the slow roll.
Let's get Tony to find out. Let's get some Tony's tea on that one.
Look at you, man. You're just throwing right into the
we're going
lion's den.
Trademarking this stuff.
Hey, Glenn, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
We're doing this. You're going to get a Tony's Tea T-shirt and Big Digs Energy T-shirts, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is the new merchandise line. And
I'm not growing a mullet, I will tell you that.
What about the barbecue sauce?
I did have a mullet, though. I had a Jose Canseco mullet when I was in, middle school. It looks a bit like yours as we got Diggs over here.
What about the barbecue sauce? Are we doing the barbecue sauce?
Barbecue sauce. What, Charlie's? Or
no,
Chili's?
the other
Charlie's.
one. The other one you were telling me about. The Neanderthal.
Oh, Neanderthal.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Arrange it. We just need one for BT now. We just need something for BT. Something catchy for him. We'll come up with a product.
We'll get there.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, they love each other now. Oh, see, there's no tea. Let's go. Oh, no, that was for the cameras. There was no tongue.
Yeah. Oh, now they're talking smack.
Oh, Tony missed the memo on that
close.
one.
Look at that quickly. Oh, look at Glenn. Look how quickly he gets off the line.
Yeah, so it's intentional.
Look at Daigo Saito across the nose of Glenn Ormerod. And now Daigo, Glenn tucks in, but look at Daigo. I feel like he's a little angry. He's driving really aggressively, goes off course, gets to the outside zone, tucks in that left tire. That's the Daigo I know.
That's far more wheel speed, far more smoke than we've seen from Daigo. That was just like, right, young fella, I'm going to teach you a lesson.
I'm a hammer down, dude.
I thought it was really interesting too. If you watch Glenn Ormerod, he almost just sits right out there.
He
too,
waits.
He just doesn't almost go. Yeah, just goes a little bit
good.
later. Yeah.
I mean, that was a good tempered approach. He kind of kicked back, knew that Daigo was doing that because he does that big, far, wide manji kind of swing into that initiation, and Glenn kicked back. He waited kind of in the waiting room. Daigo does drop a little bit of tire there, so he gets a little pink eye, but then it drops back in, and then we saw Glenn gets in and finishes it out. Got an update?
Waiting for it to come through, waiting for the judge to lock a decision. Having a look at another Olin's replay here for the Garrett Advancing Motion International Drift Cup. If you just joined us because you're somewhere in the world where it is earlier than 11:35 at night, as it is in New Zealand, hello to all of our New Zealand viewers who are still tuned in. Jared's coming back, if you were wondering.
Yeah,
Jared's coming back. We just wait for the official word on that one.
On what? Oh, Summer Bash?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty sure I'm coming, right?
Well, I don't know. You told me yesterday, unofficially, on.
Yeah,
but we were also talking about scary movies and all sorts of stuff.
Hey,
Glenn Ormerod goes through.
Glenn Ormerod goes through. So, wow, I definitely want to talk to the boys up there. Yes. What happened? What transpired? We'll get to that. I mean, we are quickly expediting this.
Yeah, I think
we have a few battles we want to discuss.
Luke Vesma and Danny Probert. Danny Probert's going to have a smile a mile wide. He's going to have a smile as wide as that car on board right now. The only way is up for Danny Probert for right now. The man's got to be on cloud 9. Hold it together,
Look at
Danny.
that. Oh, look at that. Probert goes in. Veersma actually straightens out, goes into it. So Probert actually had to back off a little bit, goes into the dirt. Luke, you saw, run this back. Look at this again.
Yeah.
Look at that window. It got dirty, man. So you need the Windex. Let's keep it clean. Let's clean up this window.
Now, I think I heard a judge say yesterday too, that their interpretation of when you get to this point too, if you have to get off the gas, which is effectively almost what you're describing here, that Danny's being forced to do by the mistake Luke makes, that causes Danny to fire wide.
So Probert does go off course. He overcooked it a little bit. Actually, you know, taking a look at that again, Luke had a good line.
You did?
Luke had a good line. Probert overcooked it. He got into the dirt. So
beauties of a camera replay can change your opinion.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I am such a proponent of, you know, Formula Drift. We launched a GoPro camera, and we had, you know, the Johnny FPV, right? Like he's kind of the guy, right? The first person, and boom, 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 doing all these things. There is a place for those cool-looking shots, and there's also one for static drones. I call it the truth serum. I don't know if you've heard me say that during Formula Drift, but those perspectives are absolutely eye-opening and really showing you, you know, what sometimes the judges can't see with the naked eye, or us as announcers.
Then I suppose you go down the flip side battle, right, of is how much is too much when you slow everything right down. And you can see every mistake, and you just go too far because you take so much out of it.
Overanalyze, right.
Paralysis by analysis.
Absolutely. All right, Probert, Wiersma. Let's alternate the order. Probert out front with that beautiful looking Falcon. Wiersma, who got the victory earlier. Probert dialing it in, but Wiersma not backing down. Whoa! And Probert spins out. Let's save the car. Probert. Don't know what happened there. Just
overcooked it, I think. Just
I
think he knew.
There's Wiersma. Yeah, let's go. Let's leave. Not let's go. Let's leave.
Yeah, there's some Luke Wiersma fans up on the bank there. He's just been the silent assassin. He's kind of crept in a little bit under the radar. We weren't talking a lot about him. The locals probably knew a little bit about his form, but he's right in there with a shot, and he might be one part of our top 4, depending on how this goes. But you'd think, based on the fact that Danny Probert, I think, has just got to a point where he's made a mistake. There's not really much else that you can say about that. Yep.
Backing it in there.
We don't do that anymore.
Not the prettiest. Yeah, I'm glad he saw, you know, saved the car.
And the
we know the outcome there. Luke Wiersma goes through and advances on into the final 4. Man, look at that. Glenn Ormerod, Luke Wiersma, and 2 more drivers.
Yeah, we got Brody Mayer and Ken Gucci to go on the other side of the tree. Matty Harvey and Jason Fearon. So still alive at the moment. Straight away into it. Brody Mayer has rocketed off the line. Was Ken Gucci sleeping on the line there? We just he's just left Brody Mayer with a massive lead out here. And if Brody Mayer holds true to form, now is he? Oh, I thought he was going to.
Yeah, I thought he was going to shoot that. I thought he was going to go in the dirt.
I feel like Brody Mayer got a little bit ticked off by that last battle. That was angry.
Yeah.
It was an angry run. But Gucci's just
Are you
rolling.
behind the wheel?
Slow roll? Huh?
I know, you're some angry elf.
Angry elf? You did call me an elf yesterday. You declared yourself to be, I think, who was Brennan and who was Dale again? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not, just odd from Gucci. I expected Gucci to be there with him with the level of horsepower and the level of grip I thought he would have had, and then you can see a little bit of a waver around there. Brody Mayer's just all-out attack.
Yeah, Brody, good execution out front. Ken Gucci maybe asleep at the wheel in that chase position, so Gucci will now lead Brody Mayer.
He's been there and done this before, though, right? Ken Gucci's been in this position before, backs against the wall. He's not going to lack for experience to go on. He knows what to do here, knows he's just got to lay the run down and make it on Brody to take it out of the judges' hands.
Yep.
So after this, we will have Matt Harvey and Jason Fearon, and then we'll go straight into our top 4 battles. Glenn Ormerod locked in against Luke Wiersma, and awaiting the other side of the tree to lock in. And then, of course, we will do the usual semi-finals, finals, and you will not be getting a result until Jared presents the Jared Deanna moment.
Oh, yeah.
On the podium, you've got to walk all the way up to the other end of the track.
Oh, do I?
I'm staying here, yeah.
No, I got a golf cart. Here we go.
Oh,
Ken Gucci out front. Oh, Goosh.
Gucci pulled out.
Oh,
Gucci pulled out. Never initiated. Stayed straight to the inside.
Oh, so Brody Mayer will be getting the victory here. Ken Gucci shuts her down right on launch. So Houston, we do have a problem. Ken Gucci shuts her down. Brody Mayer is going to advance on. Ah, man.
Has that got no drive? No,
yeah.
Just hear it. You can hear a little pick a little bit of popping and banging. I just wonder if something's something.
I mean,
must have
right
let
there. Look at you. You see him.
Went to
Nope.
go and didn't go.
Nope. Nope.
Now that's. I think it's good awareness from Brodie too, considering the rapid pace that Brodie would have been building up to get to at that point. Good awareness from Brodie Mayer in the machine to back out of that. Now up on the hill, Jared, I think we've still got plenty of action going on up there. I think we're actually going to go and have a little chat with our judges up there as we await the Matt Harvey and Jason Farron battle. Judges, have you got your ears on, gentlemen? Are you able to shed a little bit of light on some of the more discussion-worthy points of the evening so far?
G'day guys, look, it's been a wee while since we've been chatting. There's been firing it through. The ops team here are just absolutely lining up and getting it done. We've got battles everywhere. A quick rundown from the top 16 when we had was Brodie Ma, Matty Hill. That one went to Brodie because Matty's lead run was just so much more shallow. Didn't give Brodie the opportunity to get into that chase position. Saxon Moyes, he did it all to himself. You know, Ken went out there and had a little bit of a not the best chase, but in the end, when Ken came back around and was in the lead position, he absolutely gave a good lead, and Saxon needed to get up there. Went a bit too hard and shut himself down. What else do you guys want to know about the Dale campaign, Farron?
Saito. The Saito Ormerod battle.
Yeah, so Glenn and Saito, that was all Dago's fault again, dropping that wheel. That was the difference for me, and I believe for the other guys. We were all unanimous on that one. Then it was a Glenn going through. He just pushed it a little bit too hard.
He said no behind you. He said no. He said you're not in agreement.
Well, there you go. Sorry, there was. There you go. So it was a 2-1. 2-1. Either way, majority up here rules. We're having a great time. The crowd is rocking. Let's go drifting.
Absolutely. No, hey, you know what? I love the polarization. Got to call it when I see it. You know, again, that was not unanimous. Here we go. Matt Harvey, Jason Farron. Our last battle of the Great Eight. Here we go. Matt Harvey out front. Jason Farron keeping it reek. Can he keep on the street? Keep him on the feet. Here we go. Matt Harvey, the Kumo Tires S chassis into the outside zone. Here comes Jason Farron searching an attack, but Matt Harvey, really great angle, very deep. Jason Farron taking the shallower line. Matt Harvey feeling all of it. Look at, I mean, set it and forget it, man. That car was absolutely dialed. The car never got disrupted. That smoke signal, I mean, it was just a marshmallow behind it.
I don't want to interrupt your flow because you called that so perfectly, and it
Thank you.
But it matched the run, right? Like, if you take a look at this run, you called it inch perfect the whole way through. Matty Harvey just got on it and stayed on it. There's no deviation. You see the smoke plumes coming off the rear there, gets to where he needs to get to, doing absolutely everything he needs to do.
Watch the car.
Yeah, delivers that run to Jason.
Watch Harvey's car. Smooth, right? So no disruption. The car barely lifted that front left, and look where he exits. Barely. You saw Jason's car because he exited earlier. That car, you saw it disrupted, a little more rallycross than it was drift car. So all things considered, that's why I say that was probably the best lead run we've seen here tonight.
Yes.
That was exemplary of what you need to do in order to get the victory. And, you know, here are these drivers. You know, you taking a look at Luke Viersma, taking a look at Matt Harvey. That's the Quan right there. That's the Zenith. That's exactly what you need to do out front. When it comes to chase, we'll see.
Yeah, so basically it's going to just flip on its head now, right? And we're just going to wait and see. Oh, here we go. Tony's down in the pits. You can see some action on the Brodie Mayer car. What's going on, Tony?
Brodie, mate, that was Ken Gucci. Can you believe it? What a scalp.
Well, when you're parking a big SR20 like I am over here,
hey,
doesn't matter, does it?
This guy, you are clearly very excited today, mate. The car's on song. It's looking awesome. Can you go all the way to the top? What do you reckon?
I really hope so. I really do. The car's feeling good. It's working really well in this layout. I'm feeling comfortable. That was awesome. Such an awesome experience, seriously. All jokes aside, a lot of respect for Ken. It was a wicked little battle, so.
Mate, I just saw you guys embracing a little bit. Ken's congratulating you. That's such an awesome thing to experience, even for me to stand here on the side. Keep going, brother. Get there right to the top. Have a great night.
Great. Yeah, his excitement levels have come up.
Yeah, he said, when you're packing that big SR, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. But, hey, there's a fine line between cocky and confident, and right now he's feeling confident, maybe a little cocky, but regardless, you need that machismo to get in there. All right, here we go. Let's alternate the order here as Jason Farron keeping it in that beautiful wagon. Matt Harvey chasing him down. Talked about how well he executed out front, but he needs to chase him down. There he is, tucking into the smoke there. Jason keeping it that wagon. Good angle. You saw a good aggressive flick. I like the transition. That was kind of the X factor, as we call it in Formula Drift. But Matt Harvey, boom, right there. It is a wagon, so why not stuff it in the back of that thing? Well done by Matt Harvey. Looks like Matt Harvey has a little bit of groceries there in the back of Jason Farron and his Keep It Reet wagon.
That was 100%.
See a soccer mom?
Yeah, he's just checking what groceries are in the bag. He's been down to Aldi up the road, picked up a 24-pack, some chips. Matt Harvey's keen for a snack, and he's looking in the window, having a little nap, knock on the window. I don't think, look, there's nothing really overly wrong from anything Jason Farron's doing. It's just Matt Harvey's that dialed right now.
He is on one, man. I'll tell you what, his lead run, and then right here, watch this. Boom, drops into formation, little dogfight action. Says, hey, I got your number. And just right there, puts that front right to that back left and says, hey, how you doing? Yeah, really well done by Harvey.
Yeah, Doctor of Smooth, and a guy who would love to win this trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a number of reasons. Are we doing sponsor announcements while we're here? So we have a number of people to thank for bringing us this wonderful event here. Running
it back here. Our International Drifting Cup brought to you by Garrett Advanced Motion. You know it. You love it. Garrett Motion. Thank you so much. The Garrett International Drifting Cup. And if you haven't grabbed a libation, go ahead and celebrate. Grab a celebration libation, courtesy of Celebrations up there on the Drift Hill. Thank you for their support of our International Drifting Cup. Taking a look. What do you think?
This is really...
Is this... Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm sorry. No offense to the judges. I don't think we need to run that back. Love Jason. He gifted me a sweatshirt earlier. Love it. Love the Keep It Reet. He's doing some amazing things with his whole crew. But guess what? Matt Harvey gets the win. Harvey advances on. Our Final Four is settled. Who do we have there, Warren?
Top four locked in. Glenn Ormerod, the #1 qualifier. He is still alive. He goes up against Luke Wiersma, who's just crept his way through the field. He's the sniper out there in the ghillie suit right now, just lying out there in the weeds, waiting to take you out. Brody Mayer, we've talked about him all weekend coming in as being on strong form, and he's just started to pick up that aggression, started to pick up that anger. Matty Harvey's going to get in the way, though. Matt, I can't wait for Mayer and Harvey. That has the makings of potentially being the battle of the event, and it's almost a shame, basically, that this could be a final, right? These guys here, and they're still playing around for a spot in just the semi-final, right? To decide who goes where, so...
And also, I got to ask you, I don't know if this has been clarified, third place. Do we have a third place battle?
Yes, we do. At this event, we do have a third place battle. It has been discussed quite frequently because of time certainty here at the venue, as we see. Ormerod out front with Luke Wiersma. He's trying to pick his pocket like somebody on the London Circuit.
Right? Look at Wiersma, drops in. Glenn Ormerod. Off the course. He does go off course, throws off Wiersma. Don't know if that was, we're going to have to definitely run that back. We saw Ormerod and talking about his kind of staggered delay here, but watch Luke.
It is the slow rolling in, isn't it?
I mean,
maybe it's perspective.
But also this is where a spotter comes into play. Hey, temper it, dial it back.
Well, if it hasn't impacted him so far, he's got to where he's got to. Why change it?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it there. So we see him go in, boom, boom.
One,
oh, wow, that is,
no, how many wheels is that?
That is deep, man. That is real deep. And that's going to throw off your chase car, man. If you know, you got to think about Luke. He's looking at this and saying, okay, I'm there. But then if you go that deep, you could expect maybe something worse, because that dirt could definitely come up and grab you and throw you off.
Yeah, no, I've been there, done that, had the dirt digging and actually roll a car and sell the undercar sponsorship.
Oof, yeah.
And it's not pleasant. I can tell you, when you start hitting that dirt and you're waiting for it to bite as it bounces.
Oof, yeah,
and
it's sketchy.
Yeah, it's not fun, because the boys aren't running small wheels on the back end. They're gonna dig in. They've usually got quite a big lip there. So Glenn Ormerod's going to have some work to do there. And Luke Wiersma, the sniper.
Man, Luke is quickly becoming a contender. And now here's going to get some clean air out front. Luke Wiersma, who's really made a name for himself tonight.
I love it. I love learning someone new each time.
Yeah. Wiersma is really dialing it in. You know, just hitting that moment, man. Just hitting that perfect tune.
I think Glenn's too far back already.
Yeah.
I think he's...
Look at Wiersma.
Look, he's gone.
Wiersma, peace out. Wiersma is going to dial it in. He's going to the finals. I'm going to call it right now. If he doesn't make a mistake, look at Glenn. Now surges an attack, but Wiersma dialing in. Wiersma. I mean, that was absolutely clinical, man. I mean, just front row and center. That is drifting 101. Glenn Ormerod just not showing up, man. Not part of the equation. You're late for class, man.
You just can't give someone that good that much room.
No.
No. That you talked before about the role of the spotter and the importance of that, Jared. There should have been some communication that you just cannot give that gap. Glenn fought back, to his credit. He really fought back. And you see the bumper flapping away behind there. There's all sorts of bits and pieces falling off back. And he tried to tuck back in there, but by then the damage is done, right?
Yep.
Very clear from the judges. You've got to be there right at the start of a run. And Wiersma, the sniper, he locks in.
Boom, headshot.
To a final. Luke Wiersma to the final. Ormerod to third and fourth place.
I called it. We got the official thing. I said Luke moves on. I mean, this is already done, man.
We called it.
Signed, sealed, delivered. I had frosting on the cake. I said, happy birthday, Luke, already on it, man. Like, it's already baked. Yeah, so Luke Wiersma, let's make it official. All joking aside, Luke Wiersma gets the win. Congratulations, you're going to the finals. Guaranteed a podium. Really, really well done.
That was a good drive. Very.
I felt like you were analyzing that in your head.
I'm going through it in my mind, just thinking, how did we miss Luke? And how did he's just come through? So
it's peaking at the right time, man, and really finding that sweet spot. And some tracks suit drivers better than others, and his car, you know. So hopefully Tony goes over there. I would love for you to have some words with Luke. Tony B, get over there and rap out with Luke. He's got to be elated. He's guaranteed a podium as we welcome the world back. International Drifting Cup celebrating an amazing day and an exclamation point on an absolutely sensational weekend here at World Time Attack Challenge. Jared Dienda, Mr. Warren out here just talking smack.
Just waxing lyrical. Having a good time. We love bringing the drifting action to you. And we're having a great time up here in the commentary box. We are quite far away from where you guys are up on the hill there. We hope you're still enjoying the drift action. A couple more battles to go. Brody Mayer and Matt Harvey still to lock into the final. But Wiersma, he's just sniping his way through the field.
Yeah, you keep using that analogy and saying sniper because he came out of nowhere. He's kind of just looming in the shadows. He wasn't adopted. He was born in it. That's more like it, right? He's been right there. Wiersma has been an absolute weapon right now, as we're seeing Levi Clark and who's whipping around
It's the old drift rods. That is Mitch Pullen Spec Engines, the builders of the engines in both of these cars. Levi Clark, of course, is a former event winner here at Sydney Motorsport Park, and he's told me he's already signed his entry form for next year. He is locked in 100%. He wants back here. He wants into competition. And how good is it to see Levi out there and doing well behind the wheel of the machine? We hope, ladies and gentlemen, that you are still enjoying the show we're putting on here for. How good is it?
Of course we are. That's rhetorical, man. That's rhetorical.
I ask rhetorical questions because sometimes I answer myself and I don't always agree with myself, and then we get into an argument and it gets all kind of weird.
Yeah,
and I feel like I should give myself a hug.
Levi Clark, I saw him yesterday for the first time, or actually Thursday, and he says, dude, I saw you were announcing. I'd love for you to say my name. Levi Clark. It is 32. This hot rod here. Mitch Pullen out there as well in that that vehicle. Love Levi. Had some great words with him earlier. He had a golf ball sized tumor in his head. Stage 4 cancer, brain cancer. Had surgery. He is here living life. His dad is here. Like, just super stoked to see Levi Clark out here ripping around. All right, so Tony, what's going on? As Mitch Pullen pulls away, Tony, what's cooking?
Hey guys, I'm here with Matt Harvey, and what a campaign you've had. Mad Mike Woodette, and now Jason Ferrin, mate.
Killing it, yeah, no, the car's awesome, like fucking really awesome. Cheers to Bogger. We're still tuning it, it's still cutting down a little bit on fuel, so that's why they're a little straightened after the first corner, but we're killing it. We're on some top forward Brody Moore, so Brody Mayer, so we're here to win, so let's go.
The passion is alive down here in the pits. He's taking on his fellow Tasmanian in the next battle. We wish you all the best, mate. Let's see if you can get better than third place.
Better than third place. Hey, Tony, get over there to Wiersma, man. I want to get inside of his head. Where is he at, man? Because like Warren said, we did not suspect Wiersma to just have such a dominant performance here tonight. He is showing up in spades. Congratulations to him again, as we see Mitch Poland and Levi Clark out there on track. Absolutely elated. There's Levi Clark. I love the foxtail hanging off of the antenna as well.
Still going, just having a great old time out there. Tony just making his way across the pits, hopefully to catch up with Luke, but hey, they're probably got to get some tyres and some fuel into that thing too.
Yep.
Because we've still got Brodie Mayer and Matty Harvey to strap in and see who locks in to battle for the first place trophy and get to have their the moment on the podium, the moment of celebration here at the Garrett Advancing Motion International Drifting Cup. And no matter what, we are going to have a winner who I think well and truly, Jared, locks himself in a victory, makes himself a name, and starts to register on the global radar of drift.
Cool.
I think any one of these guys is going to be having conversations with you, with Ryan Turek, with anyone else who's here about where do I go next, right? That's inevitably what happens.
Yeah, you know, the conversation is, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. That's my first and foremost. You know, as we all know, motorsports, it's a very interesting way. Well, I asked for it and Tony delivered. Tony, down to you. Who you're with Luke Wiersma. What's the energy down there?
Oh my God. I guess when they packed up the car and left from WA, did you think you were going to be battling in the finals at World Time Attack?
I think it's definitely a dream come true. Obviously, we aimed to get here, but we never thought it would happen. We thought we're the underdog in this, but we're coming to take some heads, and we're giving it our best go.
Your best go, brother. You are absolutely killing it. We wish you all the best in the finals. Get into it, mate. Yes!
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, just the demeanor of your Aussie drivers, man. There's really low key. Everybody seems really calm. I'm really eager to, see them get the trophies. But I guess that's the way to do it. As Mayer warms up his tires.
I don't think Brodie Mayer's calm. I reckon Brodie Mayer's been out the back railing testosterone pills, and he's got angrier and angrier by run. It's
like I said, there's a fine line between cocky and confident, and he's on one. He says, I got a wound up SR and I'm ready to go.
Already started off at about a 22, wound up to a rifle. He's about 50 cal at the moment, and who knows what he's going to bring out if he goes to the finals. Because the man has got it. And both of these guys, I can tell you now, this event will mean so much to them, both of them Tasmanians.
Awesome.
Right? And we do talk about that, and we'll talk about this a little bit later as we fill some time. But a very dear friend of ours, obviously, who was a huge part of World Time Attack for a long time. He will be here in spirit, riding with both of those boys, and it will mean so much to either of them to stand and embrace.
And his name?
His name was Adrian Moza Moresby, and he is a much-loved member and forever will be of the World Time Attack family. He was the much better half of, we used to call it Moz and Was.
Yep, there you go. It's all good. Appreciate that. You know, it's all about that. It's all about honoring and committing and really celebrating, and that's what it's really about. Because there's so many different experiences that people have experienced. So I love that you shared that. Thank you so much, Warren. Brodie Mayer, Matt Harvey. Here we go. Who's going to the finals? Who is going against Luke? Here we go. Brodie Mayer, Matt. This could go either way, man. Brodie just coming in with big machismo, big angle there, and Matt Harvey. Again, he had such a good battle previously. Right now, kind of falling off because Brodie Mayer, he's flexing that muscle that we were talking about, and there goes Brodie Mayer pulling across. So I think a little bit of a shift there from Harvey to Brodie.
Yeah, definitely the first cracks in the armor, right? This is the first time that we've seen Matt Harvey display any form of deviation on his line. You see a couple of different little inputs there. Saw the little waiver on entry. Saw it almost happened again. So I counted a total of, I think, 4 through the run here. Brodie Mayer's just turned it up that notch.
Yep.
And Matt Harvey knows where he needs to be, and that pressure maybe is just mounting on him. Is he feeling it that little bit? These two know each other really well, right? They will have done so much driving together, and it's really flat there. That's probably the first time we haven't even seen that. Just that really smooth flow from Harvey as he came out the window.
Yep.
Mayer on level 9 right now, and he's going to go up again, I reckon. Judges looking at the replay again of the Öhlins Action Replay International Drifting Cup.
Brought to you by Garrett Advanced Motion. All right. So again, just a few more battles to find out. There is a third place consolation battle. So the loser of this battle going against...
it will be against Glenn Ormerod, who... so Glenn Ormerod, now in your world, in FD world, as the #1 qualifier, would have already been given third place, right?
The highest qualifier of
highest qualifier.
That, yeah, we don't have a third place battle. Great. All right, here we go. Matt Harvey, Brody Mayer. Matt Harvey initiates, goes wide, uses all of the course, goes into the outside zone now, transitioning. And this is where Matt, I feel that this is his safe place. Like he is out there, getting in the outside zone. Brody Mayer, you see the car get disrupted. Ooh, we are splitting hairs, almost identical, to be quite honest.
It wouldn't surprise me if that went one more time.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning. Just knee-jerk reaction. Like a doctor, kind of the funny bone, right? Hitting
now what will happen is we'll take a look at this again and we'll notice that there'll be some small things that'll come at me. What I do like about the way Brody Mayer's gone about doing things, he sits right over behind the car initiation. You got to know he's right. You'll hear that screaming SR coming right up behind you, and it just maybe I wonder if it just puts that seed of doubt into the lead driver's mind there. It's much better there from Harvey than it was on his chase run. But Brody Mayer's right there. Full of it and still wanting to march on forward towards the final. Luke Viersma awaits the winner. Glenn Ormerod awaits the less successful party in this battle.
Round.
Consolation. So we will run third and fourth first, I believe, and then go to the final. We've powered through this event here tonight. Here we hope you are enjoying the motortainment brought to you by Ian Baker and the team. The World Time Attack Challenge set the bar so high today, Jared. 117. I don't think we thought we'd ever see that. 117 on slicks today. The Time Attack bar just went up and up, and the drifting's turned it up a notch. It used to be that we came here, we're a little bit of bolt-on entertainment, a few skids at the end of the day. This is a legitimate top-notch competition with top-notch drivers. Each and every one of these battles has been so tough.
All right, keeping the track warm. Levi Clark once again. The Pandemic build. Really cool car.
We did see Mitch Pullen before too. I thought we saw Mitch Pullen fire up too, but we haven't seen him come out to do a skid. I kind of wanted to see the flame show at night.
He's out there.
He's out there as well. Are they going to? They're not doing. No. I don't believe they do tandems. They might get closer to each other, but not proximity in a battle type format.
Yeah, don't hurt the cars. Don't hurt each other.
Correct.
There's no updates right now. The judge is really scrutinizing the runs.
It's one of those things, right? The longer it takes, the closer you think it's going to be to like an OMT type battle.
Yep, exactly.
And I wouldn't want to be. I don't think I'd want to be them. I mean,
no.
So if I said to you, could you tell me the biggest single mistake that either made? It would be quite hard to maybe identify something.
Yep, and exactly as we called it, like act like you've been here before, right? So it is a one more time. So we will see. There you go.
Yeah,
there's Mitch Pullen.
I just like the flame show, right? I love what comes out the bonnet about here. Just the big belches of
bang.
Yeah.
Bang.
That'll make for some sick photos.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mitch Pullen, of course, has been here before as a competitor. He had the world's fastest trade vehicle. Pretty much had the same engine. He drove it like an absolute madman. I think he came into the section at about, we had the speed, I think it came out at about 167. Everyone else was about 163.
Question for me, Harvey and Mayer, new tires?
They will go to new tyres because I believe they completed a full battle, so they are entitled to do so. Because we are in the now in the top 4 too. Not that we've seen one taken, but within the regulations, they are also allowed an additional 5-minute mechanical, should that be required. See the long process of pack-up beginning for a few of the boys in the pits. For a lot of them, they've got to stack containers and move on to the next venue. For you, Jared, you've got to go and get a souvenir tomorrow and then jump on the plane.
Go get tattooed.
Yeah.
Let's get tattooed tomorrow. We're going to have a little after party as well as, got to get on a plane.
Yeah.
On Monday at 10 a.m.
For those of you who potentially don't know the story, Jared, you are a canvas. You collect souvenirs.
My body is a passport.
Yes.
So I don't like.
Fortunately, not like Mad Mike's one quite as full, because you'd be a lizard almost, I think.
Yeah, we're both pretty busy again, Larry Chen and I, and seeing Larry out here, super excited to see Larry, Lewis, Tyler, all those gentlemen out here ripping, and Yeah. So good time.
You got to go. I've been waiting for this for like 5 years. BT. The BT commentary show. What would we call this? The long and short of it? That'd be a great name for a show, wouldn't it? Just the long, maybe a podcast.
That would be good.
Or we could do the tea with BT. We kind of gave away Tony's tea already, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. What else have we got? I got nothing at the moment. We've got nothing. Yeah, everything's just... We are down to the business end of competition. Jared Deander is on his way up to do the presentations. They will be done up there in front of the crowd up on the hill. I'll be down here in a backup capacity. So look, hang around, find out who is going to get their silverware at the end of the day today. Is it going to be Viesma? Is it going to be Brodie Mayer? Is it going to be Matt Harvey, whose name gets etched on the trophy for eternity at the Garrett Advancing Motion International Drift Cup? One semi-final to go. Viesma awaits the winner. Ormrod awaits the third and fourth place battles. We are about ready to get underway here at Sydney Motorsport Park. What a phenomenal event this has been. It has certainly exceeded all expectations as the two cars move into stage two. Gladiators ready to do battle. Good day to all the Kiwis who are still tuned in at home. I appreciate you all sending me requests for shout outs, but there's far, far too many of you, and quite frankly, I don't like any of you that much anyway. I can say things like that. Here we go, we're underway. Who's gonna lock in the spot? Oh, the bumper comes loose on Matt Harvey's car. Oh, Luke! Oh, sorry, not Luke. It's not Luke, it was Brodie Mayer. And what went on? Something broke. Something must have broken. It just went spearing straight ahead. Matty Harvey just continues through the section there, but Brodie Mayer went to launch in. Take a look at the replay here, and he's launched up the straight, and something has let go, and that car's gone straight. I was watching the bumper flapping around on the Matt Harvey car, and Brodie Mayer's just launched off in completely the opposite direction. Now, I think that front wheel's dragging backwards, maybe, is it? Is it back inside the guard there? I can't zoom quite see that there. That was not what I thought was going to happen. Thankfully, he has safely avoided walls, etc. But that's definitely going to necessitate a thorough looking at by Brodie Mayer's crew. Wow, Matty Harvey. That's going to hand him a big advantage there, as this is just Is this just the replay again? Yeah, it is just the replay again. Just apologies. My apologies there. Didn't flash up on the bottom of my screen, and it's been a long day out here in the sun. The Olin's replay. There it is. Now that stopped spinning, I think, at the front. Yeah, it's just broken something. It must have broken something in the steering there. I don't by any means pretend to be a mechanic of any sort, and I'm sure those of you out there in the world of the internet know exactly what has gone on, and we'll dissect that very rapidly. Now the question then becomes, once inspected, can it be repaired within the allocated 5-minute time? Pressure will come on. See how fast those crews can get to work. Did he hit? Yeah, did he? That's a valid point. Somebody just questioning, did he hit something? Was something damaged there on a previous run? I didn't really see Brodie launch off anywhere. He hadn't been for a big off. He hadn't ducked off to the inside and like dragged a wheel that might have bent a steering arm or something like that. Maybe maybe it's a shock collapsed. Would a shock collapsing to the inside maybe send someone that way? I think this is a different view of it. As I said earlier, I was really distracted by the fact Matt Harvey's bumper was just flapping around, and I wasn't sure if it was going to kick off and just fire itself off the track. Now, is that blue smoke? Let's see where it's going to correct itself there and go firing off that way. See if we can get another look at that angle there again. Maybe it'll tell us a little bit more about what's gone on with the Brodie Mayer machine there. As look, Matt Harvey's just continued like it's business as usual. To his credit, he hasn't really lifted or deviated at all. He's done the right thing there by the letter of the law in terms of battles. He is looking to lock himself in. He does need to complete the run, even though we did see Brodie Mayer fire off the track. Now, Matty's come straight back around here, as he's entitled to do. T with Tony B. Tony, my friend, you have had a phenomenal night. You are still pumped. You've got the shine on, you've got the glow on. Mate, you are killing it down there in the pits.
Look, I'm happy I'm practicing my cardio because that was a fair hike to get up to the comms box here, but this is such a ripper day. Hanging out in the pits with the drivers, seeing the teams all go to work, seeing the emotion and everything that's going on. What an amazing event, and it's such a treat to be able to go and work down in the pits, but I'm glad to, get to the pointy end of the day and hang out with you.
So you've brought the energy back in here. Tell me what the energy's like down there, because we sort of commented on the fact that Luke Wiersma, he'd been quite quiet. He'd sort of crept his way through. Brodie Mayer felt like he'd been dialing up the aggression slightly. Matt Harvey's a different character again, and then Glenn Ormerod probably a different personality as well. So tell me about your experiences with those guys.
All right, well, just even those guys that you've listed off, right? So Matt Harvey, very cool sort of character. He's coming back off basically a completely rebuilt car, and he's all cash. He's like, yeah, I'm getting into it. I'm just sending the car. Luke Wiersma, same thing. He's just relaxed and he's just clinical, getting stuck into the laps, and he's been delivering the results. These guys, none of them are really crazily excited. I think Brodie Mayer was about the most excited character out there, and his energy levels were really lifting as the battles were going on, because it's World Time Attack. It's an international drifting cup.
Was it right that he did something happen? Did something happen there with the Matty Hill battle? Was that was the catalyst, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He sort of just notched it up from there.
It was close, and I think it was a really tight run, and I think he just it almost shocked him that he had to back off a little bit just to be able to adjust line, and from that moment on, he's like, I'm going to take this. I'm going to go for the win.
Right, and tell me about the man hug between Ferrin and Campaign. Was that for real, or was there punches traded off camera?
No, all good. They do have a bit of history, and it's a little bit about, they've battled so many times across Australia. But no, there's all love there, and Jason Ferrin did break the curse, because I think Dale Campaign's got the win quite a few times.
We've got action on track, so it looks like maybe by the fact that they've released here, I'm going to say that I'm wondering if Brodie Mayer Brodie has retired unfixable damage.
Wow.
Now run back to the pits and find out why, Tony.
Oh, mate,
run all the way back. unfixable. That's like that's the equivalent of irreconcilable differences in a divorce.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
Yeah, that's a polite way of saying that, right?
I'm going to guess. Let's go with Brody's steering has left the chat.
Right. Well, that was obviously something that I missed while I was running up here. But so what happened? So he came off the track, and there was some kind of issue in the steering components. Such a shame, and obviously you're not going to get it done in 5 minutes, or you're not going to get it done at all if you don't have all the right components. But, you know, Matt Harvey gets to send a bit of a celebratory, gimme lap, which, you know, you never want to win that way, I guess, but you want to take it right to the very end. But, yeah, they're good mates from back in Tasmania.
Yeah, that's not too hard either on the car, right? That's Matty Harvey saving this for the final now because he knows that this is going to be a hard battle. Do you know, is there any history between Luke Wiersma and Matty Harvey? Have they battled before? Are they any recent form? No? First time?
Not to my knowledge. Obviously, Matt Harvey's been out for about 9 months with his own physical injury.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that either, right?
Yeah,
that he hasn't driven.
He hasn't driven in about 9 months. Like, he had a workplace industry, and yeah, that was the issue. And yeah, he's back in the car for the first time.
All right, so we're going to go up to Dan Mackey on the hill for a bit of an update from head judge Dan. How's the bus tracking along, my friend?
Oh, well, mate, we've got Jared managed to make his way up here, and we're talking to him just about that bus timetable and how he's been throwing us under it all night long. Going back into that battle with Brody and Matt, when you get to the top 4, we do allow you to have a 5-minute OMT if it's not your fault, or if it is your fault for damage or whatever. So that's in the case of, like, say, a flat tyre or something like that. They can quickly change it, get you back out, and you can do an OMT. In this case, the damage sustained by Brody is just too significant. The team have had a look at it, and they've said to the scrutineer, there's no way we're getting that done in 5 minutes. Let's keep this show rocking and rolling. We're bowing out. We're not going to be able to run. So Glenn will come out and face the starter as he has to do to tick it over. He'll do one run, and then we'll have a mad battle that I'm really looking forward to seeing between Luke Wiersma, it's his first trip over here from the West, and he is driving killer, man. So it's going to be great to see him out there. And then Matt Harvey, first time back since his injury earlier in the year. So 2 guys that have never seen each other before. Matt hasn't been driving for a while, but he's top dog. So this is going to be a killer final.
Look, absolutely phenomenal job up there too, boys, and congratulations, Brendan Dunker, on having one of the best blue steals in the drift game as well. Just maintained that face the whole way along. Good to see that Adam Monk's still happy and smiling up there too. I think the boys have done a great job here tonight. Tony, I haven't seen anything tonight that jumps out at me that I think, like, I don't understand how they got to that point, and it's a shame to hear Brody Mayer go out that way, but I mean, he said he was bringing an SR20 to the fight, right? And it's stretched at that type of horsepower. It was 800 plus, right?
Yeah, look, it's a very highly strung SR24 billet block. Like, it is, he's wringing the neck out of that thing every single time he drives it. So, you know, there's a lot of maintenance in that type of vehicle. So, yeah, the team will go home and have a bit of a look at it. I think it might be engine related, and that's why they couldn't get it fixed. So don't pick on the SRs. It's a very highly strung one, and he drives the wheels off it.
Yeah, coronation lap there for Glenn Ormerod. Just needed to complete that formation there, and with Brody Mayer's withdrawal, we know who will stand on one of the steps on the podium, which leaves us to the sniper. I'm going to see if I can make that stick. The sniper, Luke Wiersma, because I don't know, you wouldn't have seen it, but the camera angle made it look like he had camo paint over his eyes as well.
Right.
He was just sort of hidden back in the seat there. He wasn't giving away too much. Seems like he's a really placid character.
He was just so cool, calm, and collected. And I guess, you know, when it's his first competition first East Side competition. So to drag a car across from WA is obviously the expense and the effort of the team and everything else. And the first time to come over onto the East Coast and compete, and he's battling it out for the final. What an amazing achievement, even to get to this point at arguably the biggest drifting event in Australia.
So you know then, has Matt Harvey had a big win like this, like a big top tier event?
We certainly got third place last year here, so
right.
You know, he obviously you know, he wants to improve on that. So awesome,
yep.
You know, that's great. I don't know of any other top level results, but he's always been a challenger. He's always been there, and yeah, like with all the upgrades to the car. You know, it was his first few laps out yesterday. He hadn't driven the car in months, and it's a completely new car to drive. He feels like, I mean, look at it. He's dominated the todays.
Can I just throw something out there too?
Yeah.
There is a lot of space on that car available for sponsorship.
Absolutely.
It looks to me like Luke Veersma is a talent
Yes.
that someone should be looking at, going, I need to get on board with this guy.
Yes.
He's about to battle for first or second place at the International Drifting Cup, sponsored by Garrett Advancing Motion, the crowning feature of World Time Attack Challenge for 2023.
Yes.
And he's going home on the podium no matter what. I would be talking to that young man.
That name for sure.
Saying, how do I get in touch with you? So we are moments away, ladies and gentlemen, from the what we would assume, Tony, to be the final battle of the evening.
Yes.
All things playing out how we think they will, but there's always a chance of
anything could happen.
We'll just go knock on wood. We're not gonna say that right now.
Into the scrub box, getting some heat into the front tyres and back tyres. Wants to go flat out into the first corner with absolute confidence with that Kumo tyre on board. Matt Harvey looking very under control today.
He's been smooth. We've seen one crack, and that was Brody.
Brody, yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess that that's probably just they know each other so well.
Yep.
He would have known that he would have had to be perfect to beat Brody, right?
Yes.
And I think
Maybe got in his head a little.
Yeah, and Brody would have been thinking the same, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Is there like a big brother, little brother almost dynamic? Has one been around longer than the other? And Matty's just been out of the seat, right? So
well, only out of the seat this year. I mean, those two guys. I couldn't give you the years exactly, but it's very sort of. They're both the top end drivers in Tasmania. They'll try and help each other out where they can when they're travelling. I mean, they're the only two guys from Tassie that really get out and compete on the mainland regularly, and they'll support each other with the costs and bits and pieces as well. They really do look after each other like that. So
I think you've been getting a bit of comms from the pits, have you, about the car potentially? Sort of, did I see maybe it was engine damage for?
So Brody's just sent me a message through. He said head gasket.
Right.
And blew up on the Scando.
Ah, right.
So as coming down the front straight initiation, but we have two cars on the line.
Here we go. All right, Tony B, this is your first final.
Oh my God.
Call the first final, Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Vesma. Matt Harvey in the lead, initiates out at the first cone. Luke Vesma's right there in the cloud of smoke, and he dives. He's going for the dive. Can he hang on to it? Matt Harvey's keeping it online nice and wide through that outer zone, but Luke's closing the door.
Here comes Luke Veersma. What a run. We've kicked off the final with a bang, Tony. I love it. The energy's there from you. It's there from the drivers. They both want this bad.
Wow.
Let's have a look at this replay again here. The speed's gone up a notch. I love the fact that Luke Veersma's been aggressive on the chase. He's gone to the inside to put the pressure on Matt Harvey, put himself in a good spot here. Matt Harvey is back to that smooth style that we know he was delivering early. There's no movements, there's no wavering. Veersma surges backwards and forwards a little bit here.
He sort of comes out of the smoke and he's like, wow, he's right there. Had to dob a bit of foot brake. You can see the front left wheel did lock up a little. Yeah. He's had to make a small correction, I think, but still.
Yeah, if you quote Larko or someone like opened up the steering slightly there to let it drive out that way a little bit. So I don't even know how you might go 5.5, 4.5, but
it's tough, isn't it? It's really tough, and I guess the commitment coming into that first corner is key, and then getting that switch right, and that was a very aggressive dive up on the inside. It did then, he had to adjust pretty hard by diving on the brake to avoid the contact, but then regained himself and got back on the gas and closed the door again.
Yeah, potentially just that minute separation depending on how the judges see it. But again, we've talked to the fact that the camera angles can be a bit deceptive depending on what the judges see, because they're looking from there. They can't really see the inside. They'll be looking at the replay afterwards.
Absolutely,
but in real time. All right, here we go, Tony. The final run, the final pass. Is this it? Who goes home with the silverware? Veersma accelerates. Matt Harvey's a long way back. I think Matt Harvey's given him too much room. Luke Veersma was much closer on the initial initiation. Can Matty Harvey reel him in? Oh, here he comes. Here comes Harvey.
He's pulling him in.
Here he comes.
Close to the door.
Oh, Matt Harvey hits him.
And is that contact?
He hits him and it straightens him up.
Oh, wow.
This is a final that is delivered. I didn't see that coming.
Look, and that is a bit of the problem. If you just lose that speed, we'll check out the Öhlins action replay. If you've lost the distance, you've got to play catch up, and that is really a real challenge because you can get unstuck and you've got to make a big dive.
Yes, there is some wheel work there from Luke just on the end. Now, has Matt done that? Have his spotters told him maybe that he needs to give Luke a little bit of room there at the start?
He's got a massive angle there. It looked like maybe coming out of that first first outer zone. He's done the flick and he kind of straightened up, and then it snapped to big angle, which would have then slowed down his momentum, meaning Matt Harvey's trying to catch up at that point. So he's got to then, use his momentum to catch right up, and it's about here.
He jumped on the brake early. So
yeah.
If you go back about 3 seconds, you see he jumped on the brake there. He had to try and settle the car down because I think he knew he was going to hit him.
Yes.
I think he knew in advance he was going to hit him. He was just carrying that much momentum up the hill. Yeah. Having another look at it here. Yeah, really, really interesting strategy to see somebody that far back and then come on the attack here. Just do what he's been doing. Smooth.
It's risky, but I mean, once he was on the gas and he could see that how close he was, that was great. I mean, Luke Vesma's holding still a lot of angle at this point. I haven't seen a lot of laps this afternoon, but has everyone else been on that big angle position, big smoky power?
I don't see enough, and I'm not the judge. Okay?
Yes.
I don't see enough in there to think that he has made a mistake, that he's slowed down to cause the contact. Right. But look, I don't really know. I think we're going to have a result. Yeah, it looks like we've got a result. The drivers are being sent up the hill, Tony.
Wow.
So, look, let's have a bit of a reclap. You've got the tree in front of you there. Let's go have a look through. How did this evening play out as the cars come around and park up? Where did we start off with?
Well, if we talk about Luke's journey today, so he had Anthony Billick in the first round, got the win there. That sent him through to Taylor James. Now, obviously one of your Kiwi brothers, and he did get the win over Taylor James. That sent him through to then Danny Probert. And Danny Probert was driving on fire today as well. He got a couple of wins. He took out another one of the Kiwis. They were dropping like flies today. But anyway, Luke Vesma took out Danny Probert. Then he had Glenn Omerod. He had the #1 qualifier to get through as well. Like, he has had such a journey to get to this point. And then on the other side of the tree, Matt Harvey. So his journey today, obviously he had a bye in the first part, qualified very well. And then he had Mad Mike. And you just, wow, you've got to go up against Mad Mike. He got the win over Mad Mike. Unfortunately, he had a mechanical issue with the steering rack. We're going to keep looking at this vision. We're going to show you fine people on the live stream everything that we've captured here today. Matt Harvey gets the win over Jason Ferrin. And then he had Brody Marr, obviously retired to get to this point. And here is Matt Harvey's lead. Very solid in that outside zone. You can see the bump over the ripple strip. Probably not quite as much angle there. I mean, we're splitting hairs a little bit.
And look, we're not offering our opinion on this battle because, look, this is a one that we don't know the answer to, right? We don't actually get to see this, so it locks in, and then Jared finds out who the winner is and actually announces it live in real time. All we get is a decision. Yeah, decision has been made, but look, we're reading into it what we think. You guys no doubt will have your opinions out there in Facebook land, and as with all things drift, you'll have an opinion on how everything is run, Tony. But
100%.
I've had a good time, my friend. How you've obviously enjoyed it.
The banter back and forward between you and Jared, and you guys with me, and then all the other people down in the pits and the teams, and we had the Saxon Moyes team all set up there with the live stream and the camp chairs, and it was such a cool vibe down in the pit. And everyone was just really excited to be here. So, look, it's just been such a cool event, and I'm just so pumped to be on the team.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I believe you have cemented your place well and truly. I want to trademark Tea with Tony.
I heard that.
We need it. What do you reckon? Are you keen to take that one on? Tea with Tony, I reckon, is fantastic.
I'll wear it with a badge of honour, mate. Absolutely.
Look, we hope that you've enjoyed the show that's been put on. We've had 24 fantastic drivers from around the world. Ian Baker well and truly brought back the world. Australia, New Zealand, the United States, Japan, all represented. And we're about to find out who our champion overall is. And whoever it is will well and truly deserve it. And they will get to have what we call the Deander moment. And it's a little well-known tradition within the drift scene where Jared Deander hands over the trophies. And he takes a little selfie with them, right? And it usually turns up on his Instagram. If you haven't followed Jared on social media, it is well worth having a look at. He gets up to a hell of a lot of stuff around the world at different events, and very well worth following. So we'll take a look at the second run again. No doubt by now all of you out in Facebook land, you've well and truly made your decisions. Some of you have probably just turned it off and gone to bed, to be fair. That's all the old people in New Zealand, which includes me, by the way. Yeah, look, I think the mistake was made. I've got to be honest. I don't understand that we've talked to it a lot tonight, and before we even got here, I think you and I have a conversation on Thursday about how many battles are won and lost at the start, just by giving too much room, because I don't think you can anymore. The level of cars and level of drivers.
I think there was some of the commentary coming through from the drivers coming back. Wow, so-and-so was so fast off the line. This person was so fast off the line. Like, everyone is just giving it everything they've got from the word go. And look, you know, this is the level of top-level drifting. So you've got to have your A game right from when you're sent off the line right to the very end.
Yeah, and I think the interesting part too was that the only person who wasn't running a semi-slick tyre was Mad Mike, right? He was on a radial tyre, 400 horsepower. Phenomenal effort from Mike and his team. And look, I do want to acknowledge the efforts of Mike and his team, Ryan Turek and his team, all of the internationals this weekend, because everyone's been really accommodating, because fans love to get up in your face and ask you questions, right?
Yeah.
Jared's done the same thing, and it's part of the World Time Attack. And honestly, if you have not come to this event before, get online early, book some flights, come on back.
Book your hotel, book your flights, make sure you come to Sydney Motorsport Park and enjoy the spectacle that is World Time Attack and the International Drifting Cup.
Yeah, while you're here, do a few things with the family and kids. Taronga Zoo, go for a ride on the ferry, check out the Opera House, take a terrible photo, post it to Facebook, try and work out which photo to use.
Go climb the Harbour Bridge, all that sort of stuff,
Be a boomer and try and make out how to work a reel or something. Like sit on the ferry, just swearing at your Nokia, wondering why it doesn't work. Maybe I'm speaking from personal experience. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, I think Diggles just sent me a photo from his Nokia 5110. He's downstairs playing Snake.
Yes, playing Snake.
Amazing. If anyone has a need for 5110, it is Chris Diggles, and I do want to acknowledge Diggles because he is the heart, the soul, the energy. We joke about the Big Digs energy. The man has been here from first lap this morning, and he has been here until the last lap this evening.
Hasn't stopped all day. You're an absolute machine. We love him in the.
Doesn't have a mullet here out of place. Neither do you, Tony. Your hair's. No. And we're going up to Jared on the hill. Jared, how are you, my friend?
Oh, my gosh. What an amazing event. Thank you so much. Again, World Time Attack Challenge. This is an exclamation point on an amazing weekend. And, again, just drifting. I'm so proud to be part of this drifting culture. Hopefully you guys had some fun here. Make some noise. Thank you, guys. Children of all ages, guys and gals. Let's give out some hardware. Again, you see these three hard-fought battles of three hard-fought warriors. They're up here. Thank you to our judges. It was a difficult qualifying last night. Pretty straightforward, but overall, head-to-head is where these drivers really shine. And you know, looking at it on paper, you kind of had some people picked. No offense to you guys. Haven't met, haven't hung out. We'll have some beers tonight. But we start things off with third place. So we start things off with third place, and then we will tell you who won here tonight. 2023 World Time Attack Challenge. Thank you so much, Sydney Motorsports Park. All right, first up, third place, getting it done, Glenn Omeron. Make some noise. Get up there. There's a trophy. Congratulations. And again, don't pop the champagne. No premature celebration, if you know what I mean. Okay? Just relax. Just relax. All right. Well, your winner here, 2023 World Time Attack Challenge. Thank you so much. Who's coming here next year? Let me see a show of hands. Who's coming here next year? 2024 World Time Attack Challenge. All right. I saw everybody raise their hands. Just want to make sure. I just need to make sure. Was it unanimous? Was it unanimous, boys? Did you guys agree on the winner? Oh, wow, you guys are finally in agreement. Yeah, good job. Good job, guys. Your winner here, I just want to check it, triple check it. Just want to make sure. Your winner here, 2023 World Time Attack Challenge International Drift Cup presented by Garrett. Luke Viersma! Luke gets the win, puts it down for his town. This gentleman, this young cat, soft-spoken. There it is, your winner. And with that, second place is Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey gets second place. Hold him up, boys. Say hello to the camera. And also, you got to do a selfie here, podium selfie. Everybody look. Ready? Hey, here it is. Congratulations So those three gentlemen, these three weapons of mass destruction. There you go, spraying the champagne. Congratulations. There is your 1, 2, and 3. Luke Viersma, Matt Harvey, and Glenn Ormerod. Thank you so much. Oh, look at that. You got him early, but he's going to get you late. Congratulations. What a great showing. Congratulations to these gentlemen. Thank you to Warren. Thank you to Tony. Thank you to Ian Baker. My name is Jared Dienda, and again, just part of this equation, this quilt that is drifting. So proud of it. Thank you so much for being part of history because, again, welcome back to the world. Congratulations to all of our Time Attack competitors. Thank you to our fans that stuck around. Beautiful weather, beautiful people, beautiful vehicles, and we'll see you online or we'll see you another time. On behalf of all of our World Time Attack Challenge family, thank you so much. And as I always say, lick the stamp and send it! We'll see you later.